Should be live. Now it says we're live. There's such a delay sometimes. I think we are, yeah. Okay. We are live. Guys, more than ever, I'm going to need you two to watch the chat because I only have so much space. We got this. It'll just tuck itself into the. Yeah. Who are those bums? No, and then it's better. It's the better movie in the franchise, Texas 3D. But no, we are here to watch the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. I am showing off my 4K Steelbook, which was in one of our physical media unboxing videos. If you've been watching those, checking to see which videos about you've been watching. We're checking. Anyway, so I have not had a chance to watch this transfer yet. So I will be kind of reacting just to the transfer probably for a bit, since I have not seen this before. I did not see this until I want to say it's only been a few years. This is a movie that I actively avoided watching because I literally owned it on like DVD, and I was like, I'll get to it eventually, and then I never did. I was like, there's no way this lives up to the hype. Are shelved. Well, we'll have to do it again. What's that? It was an audio issue, so the whole commentary got deleted. That's okay. We'll do it again. Yeah. No, so all joking aside, are you? Because I've never been sure of like where you stand with the slasher franchises. Oh, so funnily enough, I saw the remake for this first, the '03 one. I saw that in theaters. Uh, I was 11, and it freaked me out. I still stand by that's their second best remake. And I think it kind of just stands on its own. Like, I don't have to pick which do I like, the original or the remake. I like both. This is my favorite proto slasher, though. No, that was yours. No, you keep getting that mixed up. He keeps asking me to watch it again, and I'm like, dude, why do you want to watch that? All right. Let's see. Is everybody up to timestamp 0? Because I'm not. Just. Go for it. All right. If everybody is at timestamp 0, press play in 3, 2, 1, go. Really? I've seen this a few times now. Well, hold on. Robert's got to do his thing. Yes, and I believed that as a kid, but I was also, but I'm also, because I'm a little bit older than you guys. Not as much with Robert, but a little bit older. I was also just old enough to be at the height of the Blair Witch Project craze, and I didn't want to see that movie because I thought it was real. And but I will say, I finally did watch that movie like last year, maybe it was this year. I had an experience with that movie. That might be one of the most well-made like horror films of its time. And then they stopped there, the Blair Witch Project. I went in expecting to hate it because it's everything I hate about like a horror with a horror movie, and I don't know if I would like it on a second viewing. But just on a first viewing, I was captivated. Oh, this looks great. And then they overplayed it, but I think that fucking noise is in all of them. It's intense. That's why I like this. This is my favorite proto slasher. Like, I would put this above the first Halloween, Psycho, personally. All of them are good movies. Don't get me wrong. Before somebody starts typing in the comments, you don't like Psycho and Halloween. No, I do. I like this more. Well, what I like about this is it's got that real grimy feel. And Noah, we've watched enough movies. You know, I like the weird and the yeah. That's true. If you guys haven't seen, he did another movie a few years ago called The Devil and I. No, The Devil Inside something. Yeah, House of the Devil. Yes, that movie's awesome. And you know what's awesome about it? This isn't going to spoil the movie. Just an actor that's in it. It is the only other place that I have seen Kane from RoboCop 2, and he's great. I still haven't seen that. That would be a cool event thing to do where we just do everything Hannibal. We could probably get away with doing everything too. It's not them. Meanwhile, an armadillo. Mm-hmm. Oof. So, how do you guys feel about Franklin? Because he is the one thing where I'm like, this is a bit far. And I think that's why he annoys me, because I have. So I will say one thing I am noticing just on this 4K transfer is they did keep all the grain in. This isn't scrubbed to hell. Well, and that's yeah, and I mean that's the thing is because a lot of these older movies were already shot in 4K. Um, I don't know the technical terms. Someone like Connor could probably tell you way more than I could. But it's already a stretch with just getting this movie into a 4K transfer. I know 8K is on the corner, but I don't think it'll be like 4K where it just becomes the norm. Because a lot of people aren't going to want to upgrade when they've spent the last decade collecting 4Ks. And B, how many of these movies are going to actually be able to transfer out of 8K in a noticeable difference? Also, what the hell are you going to call it? We're at Ultra HD. What is it going to be? Ultra Super Duper HD? And some popular ones. We're just not the fact that we're just now getting a Terminator transfer. Fingers crossed that it's not a disaster. Well, that's because with modern movies, what I've learned because they're digital, the 4Ks aren't native 4K like something like this is. The best they can do is an upscaled 1440p picture. Yeah. 4K looks great. Uh Robert, is yours also 16 by 9? Okay. Hey Robert, did you know that's the old slaughterhouse? I don't think so because no, I blame that on Friday the 13th. But each movie has someone that's annoying. Like in 3, have that one woman that's dating like not Tommy Chong. They're all dead. Um, well, but that became the cliche, right? Everyone in Friday the 13th is unlikable so that you're rooting for Jason when he brutally murders them. Because I'm also convinced a lot of the people making slashers now haven't actually watched a Friday the 13th movie. The joke that I hate the most is the black guy always dies first. I can name at least 2 movies where that doesn't happen, so your entire opinion is irrelevant. Where he doesn't die first, is what I'm saying. I think my brain just broke. I don't know. He's playable in the game, by the way. Yeah, because you get to play as the whole family, and you got to feed Grandpa, or is it Uncle? Probably this guy. I would say. So for right now, let's stick to this one. And though I have not seen those two yet, I really want to see four. Four, but no. Just for this movie, it's probably this guy because he makes me legitimately uncomfortable. No, because there are people like this out there. Oh yeah, I never even thought about that. I just like looked at the front and was like, oh yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. See, I always think of Friday the 13th Part Two, probably because I saw that first, and the guy, that poor bastard going down the stairs. Franklin, you don't have to be confused. It's a knife. So I always define the slasher era as the 80s when Friday starts to get going, you got the Halloween sequels and they much more follow a formula. This doesn't really follow that formula. We're getting there. Right. So like it's a prototype to that formula. Noah, there's a difference, god damn it. Well, but Leatherface isn't really a slasher killer. This doesn't follow the traditional slasher rules. Right, but I mean it can't really follow those rules because they haven't been set up yet. Like this is the start of it, the prototype of it. And slashers are also a lot trashier, 90% of the time. Yeah, I think of the '80s as the slasher age. Anything before that is a proto slasher. Halloween 1 is not a slasher movie. Halloween 2 is. Well, I mean, it's like anything with a prototype. It is, but you differentiate it a little bit because it's different than all the others. Well, that's what I mean. Is I think of a slasher as having someone like a Jason or a Michael or a Freddy or a Chucky even. Give me the Leatherface and Chucky movie, damn it. No, it goes on forever, and at this point, I don't even know what the fuck the point is. Like, why did he light gunpowder on a photo? I like how they're slowing down so that you can keep up with them. Hmm. Now, what I will give you is this might have one of the most haunting third acts of any horror film. And it's a shame that the only thing that we get with this character after this is the reboot, requel, whatever. She just shows up and dies. And it's not even the same actress because the actress passed away. Well, we're gonna do a commentary on it. We got to do one that gets published. Also, Noah, we were talking about because we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do Alien 3 next to get that out of the way, and then after that, let's do Pearl and X since Maxine just came out. I well, the plan had always been to do this on the 4th of July. This is just as kind of close as we could get. We do have to do Return of the Living Dead on July 4th, though, or on July 3rd. Return of the Living Dead is the quintessential 4th of July movie. Have you seen that, Robert? Should. It's great. Yeah, no, I mean, the Friday the 13th is like summer vacation gone wrong. Have you guys seen, I know Noah, I don't think Noah has, but have you guys seen the '03 remake? Okay. Well, because that movie is going for something different. Like, it thinks it's trying to do this, but it's also too informed by what came after. Because their Leatherface is very, like, Jason Light. which isn't a bad thing. I don't mind it, but it's a take. Well, and that remake also loses me in the third act a little bit. Especially, so it's been a minute since I've seen it. From what I remember, there's that scene where Jessica Biel's character is taken in by these two old women, and you find out that they're working for Leatherface. The movie just kind of slumps from there, and it never gets that life back. Yeah. But man, watching Leatherface shove that salt in that guy's cut off leg. It's this is the guy that Cabin in the Woods is satirizing. Dude, I wish Crazy Ralph was one of the killers. I love Crazy Ralph. I'm so sad they killed him in the second one. Mars of Deadwood, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and House of a Thousand Corpses isn't too bad. What's going on, Maris? That one guy is not speaking, can't hear him. Say something. Why can't. God damn it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We might be in business. Say something.
Hello.
Can you hear them now?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hey,
now?
thanks for checking out. Yeah, can you hear them now? It looks like you should be able to.
That's unfortunate.
I guess it was you. He says the guy in the Jurassic Park shirt.
Okay.
They might be able to
I'm
hear
not
you
sure
now.
what
Give me
the
a
issue
second. Now I can hear you.
Okay.
It's only the first 30 minutes.
Damn. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Sorry,
People
I
listening after, you'll
completely
have to
reset
imagine.
my setup today. I should have just done it tomorrow. Thank you, Mars.
Yeah, thank you.
People listening afterwards will have to just imagine what Robert says.
Yeah, it's fine.
Uh,
We can
that's
always
like
redo this commentary if we need to.
I was gonna say that means
We
they
might.
didn't hear the narration at the beginning.
I'll run through the VOD and see what happens because it might not be a problem on the recording, or it might be a bigger problem
when you post it. Okay.
God damn it! Why is that why is it doing that? Oh, that's.
Yeah, you haven't missed much. We have a timer going. Yeah, we're not even 25 minutes into the movie. So if you want to pull up the movie, just go to about the 24-minute mark and you can watch along with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully when it's posted, it works. If not, we might do this one again, which is fine.
I'm fine
This is
with doing
classic.
this one again.
As long as we get Texas 3D in the can.
Speaking of salt of Leatherface, where he throws the salt in the person, was an alright scene. That's what I call pulling salt on the wound. But
yeah, Leatherface is a little too mean in that movie. In this movie, he's the hero. He's the most pure part of the slash.
Hashtag Leatherface did nothing wrong.
Hey, Jason is the most pure-hearted. Okay, they killed his mom, and they killed him by having sex.
They're both sympathetic to a degree.
I don't know. From Leatherface's perspective, this is a home invasion thriller. You know, like he's scared. He doesn't know what's going on.
I mean, by the time you get to 3D, he is just the hero.
No, you've seen it, right?
3D. I've seen 3D. Yeah, I've seen 3D. Yeah.
You know who is it? Most pure-hearted Luther.
I think you mean slasher. Who isn't the most pure-hearted slasher?
Who is the most pure-hearted slasher?
That would be Michael Myers, right? Or no, that would be Chucky, I think. Chucky's a bastard.
Chucky would be the most pure-hearted. He just wants to kill people. That's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so in my opinion, this is the grossest thing in this movie. It's this piece of damn meat that Franklin's just sucking on for the next 30 minutes. I don't like it. I don't like looking at it.
Luther the geek.
I don't know who that is. This movie is such an interesting time capsule too. It's like, what else are young people gonna do this summer? It's just, let's just go to this old house my family has as a kid. It's dirty and it's all we got.
That's all kids did in the 70s and 80s.
Now, so do you have this? I know the main girl's name is
Sally.
Sally. I almost said Shelley. I know Franklin. I don't know anybody else's name in this movie.
No.
Like, what's this guy's name?
I don't know.
Well,
what about?
At least from my perspective, I've only seen this movie one other time, so I don't immediately remember everybody's name.
Robert should be the expert. Like, come on, name everyone in the scene.
Come on,
Robert. Pay no attention. Let me see. Their names are from memory.
Mars,
Jerry, Kirk, and Pam.
You bastard. Mars says, "What about Blood Harvest? The guy in the clown mask is the most pure-hearted." I don't know what that is. No, I also hate this meat because it doesn't look like what they think it looks like.
Oh yeah, it's so disgusting.
Why is he smoking it like a cigar?
I don't know. And this is one of those scenes.
Also,
where
love that they left the handicapped guy to get in the house by himself.
It's both annoying and sympathetic. Yeah, he's just all alone.
I am sympathetic up until this scene here in a second where he just starts raspberrying them for no reason.
Well, they abandoned him. Screw them.
And what does raspberrying them accomplish?
I don't know. The other guy did it.
But the thing with the characters in this movie, though, is yes, these aren't the most three-dimensional fleshed-out characters. Most of them don't have arcs, but for this movie, it's fine because it's an experience.
I'm not complaining. I also can't keep the characters from Dawn of the Dead straight in my head, and that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, and those characters are great. But they all have really generic characters. Yeah.
I was just really curious to see if you could name them without Googling it, and you failed.
I didn't Google. I was Wikipedia. Checkmate, asshole.
Yeah, everybody knows Ken Foree.
Yeah, see, I
think his name's Peter.
Stop it!
Peter.
You are an adult. Act like one.
No, but as much as I love Dawn of the Dead, it's that's a movie. Those are movie characters. This is just this is purely just an experience, and these people feel real, and it's gross and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was pretty funny. He banged his knee on the.
This hasn't cut yet. Well, now it just did cut.
Well, and this is not too dissimilar to something like the first Friday the 13th, where there is a lot of padding just because we don't have much budget. We just got to make a full movie time, but
somehow not as boring as Friday the 13th is.
This is better shot than that.
This movie is actually interesting to watch.
Right.
What, you mean you don't like watching Strip Monopoly for half an hour?
No.
Yeah, playing a game for 4 hours only ended up broken in jail. Doesn't sound like my idea of a good time.
I will say, though, Friday the 13th is one of the best climaxes in horror movie history.
Yeah, if only the rest of the movie was good.
Good.
It's true.
I don't hate that movie. I like things about it.
I mean, I like it on par with Halloween 1.
Okay, now that's blasphemy.
Ooh.
Halloween is masterful.
They're both like 3.5 out of 5s.
Oh,
just
John. Anyway,
Yeah, boy.
The
Anyway,
first two
this
acts of
movie-
Halloween are fucking boring, okay? Watching
Disagree.
Michael Myers drive
anyway,
around
Texas Chainsaw.
Halloween is Donald Pleasance. Are you bored with Donald
Friday
Pleasance?
the 13th subjective. Mars, I don't think I've ever seen the movie Dawn of the Dead. You should watch it if you can find it. I think it's still on YouTube. It's one of the greatest movies ever made.
It's my favorite zombie movie.
I want to do a commentary on that movie at some point, too.
It's maybe the best zombie movie.
I mean, there's no argument. It is the best zombie movie.
It might not be my favorite, but it's the best. Yeah,
And
and
this
I
is-
think what this has over the first Friday the 13th is it's a much more disturbing. Like it's more effective
Oh,
as
yeah.
a horror experience.
Well, it's also
Whereas-
paced better. And
Yeah.
when you're in the downtime, it isn't just watching a bunch of characters play a board game.
Yeah. Whereas in that movie also just fails as a mystery, not just a horror movie.
Mars says you should check out the movie Bloody Murder. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to get us through as many horror movies as we can, so eventually we'll make our way to that. But we haven't
Down
even
the
done
line.
some of the big ones yet. Like we've only done the first Nightmare
Yeah.
movie.
We'll probably do a
Yeah.
ranking of this series at some point, right?
Oh, God.
That means I have to
Texas
watch all of those.
2, Texas 1, Texas 3D, the remake, everything else.
Everything else. Nah, I'm interested to see the Matthew McConaughey one.
No, I do want to
It's
see that
something.
one. That Leatherface prequel that they made a few years ago might be one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Oh wow.
It's not good.
Have you seen it, Robert?
I wouldn't go that far, but it's not good. It's weird. It just shouldn't be a Leatherface movie. It should be its own thing. It's one of those prequels. But yeah, this movie, a big part of it, its identity is that grindhouse feel. And right now, it feels like
Oh, I
you're
think this
seeing
is the
setup
map. This is the main map from the game.
yeah.
Oh, of course.
And right now, it feels like just the setup to a sleazy porno. It's just these two people walking with a blanket, going to potentially bang somewhere. Except we never get that part.
Cinematography in this movie is too good for porno.
Right.
Mars says you should do unpopular horror movies. I mean, we do popular movies. We do unpopular movies.
We've covered some like hidden gems on Shutter Shuffle, which I don't know if we're gonna bring that back, but we'll see.
Maybe at some
Well,
point.
we're watching Texas Chainsaw 3D right after this, and I wouldn't call it popular.
I feel like we run the
It's
wide
part of a
gambit.
franchise, though.
We don't discriminate like what horror we cover.
Oh my god,
That's a truth.
the house has a loose tooth.
And that's part of what makes this engaging is you feel like layers are being peeled back as you're watching it. It just gets progressively creepier and more unsettling.
It's a mystery movie with an actual mystery that.
Right.
It's not like the Friday the 13th mystery. It's like, who could have killed them? Oh, you haven't actually seen them yet, but they've kind of been there. He's never seen Pagini horror or the Haunted Casino. I don't even know what those are. This might be one of if not the best like killer introductions.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There's just a door, and you don't know what's behind it.
Maybe one of the best jump scares of all time, too.
It's
Yeah.
up there. They're really
I
good
still want to do
movies.
that list.
We'll
Yeah,
get
we
some
gotta do that
eventually. I'll be
video.
down to Well, and I like that there's no like loud music or any really noise. He just pops up.
He just appears. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
This
jump
is a
scare.
brutal death.
Oh, it's so messed, and that him closing the door is perfect.
Yeah.
It's a jump scare before like a jump scare trope where it's like, oh, we use this sound effect now and time it this way. It's just something sudden and shocking. And this is another one of the most iconic shots from this movie.
I wonder why.
The tasteful cinematography.
When you play the notes, the character is cursed, and what?
Kirk. His name's Kirk. She just said Kirk.
I meant to say it, but I was taking a drink, and we just past the shot that every movie in this franchise will have to do going forward.
Yep. They're like one of three, but yeah, it's a big one.
The funniest one is the Jessica Biel one in the remake because she's wearing like pants. It's like, yes, we get it. That's the iconic shot, but like, what are you doing here? I think when the blood melts from the face is the most shocking part of pagan horror.
For me, this is one of the most disturbing scenes of the movie. Just falling into this room and like it's like a
Well,
twisted Alice in Wonderland where it's like, what the fuck am I?
No.
Yeah, like who could live in this?
I think
Ugh.
from this point on, I'm like completely uncomfortable with this movie. Like it's just nothing but like grime and grossness. I mean, it set out to do what it, it accomplished what it set out to do.
And it could have been so easily fucked up. Like you can totally picture the scene with just all these like fake looking bones everywhere and just looking silly, like a William Castle movie. But nope, it works.
And we were talking about like filming this in the summer earlier. Imagine how hot it would have been inside.
It was
Like,
insufferable. This was such a difficult shoot for these people.
Oh, I imagine it was.
Not fun. Not a fun time. I mean,
So
once you get used to it, it's just an art collection.
Yeah, it's outsider art. Yeah, we're just lingering on all these bones, and it's completely disturbing.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, we talked about upfront how this is not at all a true story. Like, that's just a pure lie. It was, like many things, inspired by the serial killer Ed Gein and the fucked up shit he did. And this is where you get most of that, just the horrific shit they found in his house and what he did with body parts and stuff. Like, most of that influence is in this scene.
Yeah, Mars, the breaking the arm scene in The Fly is horrifying.
Oh, God.
Lady, just go.
Yeah. Hello.
I love that noise he makes. That's the other big shot.
He's having a bad day, man. Leave this guy alone.
Get out of my house.
Actually, I think it's go deeper into my house. Just talk about grime and grossness. Check out you want to talk about grime and grossness? So check out the movie New York Ripper. That movie is the most disturbing movie. There's one woman that gets your.
That's a giallo that's on my watch list. That's a popular giallo film.
We'll cover it eventually.
But this is when people think of this being like a super gory, intense movie. This scene's a big reason why. You don't see much, but it is painful.
No, because your brain fills in the gaps.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people at the time were like, "Oh, this is such a disturbing, gory movie." And I like that they don't revel in the gore. I honestly think it makes it more effective.
Mm.
I'm of two minds because yes, it does, but at the same time, God damn it, I love a bloodbath.
I like it more for like an absurd movie like Evil Dead 2, not so much for something like that.
Mars or Bone Tomahawk. Bone Tomahawk is a great movie. I want to cover that at some point.
Need to see it. I like the part when she just said, "What are we? Some kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre?"
Yeah. Well,
That's in
didn't you hear? Didn't you hear the old guy back at the gas station? He said, "This is Leatherface. He's got my back."
I would advise not getting killed by him. His chainsaw cuts up his victims.
Hey, where's our faces?
And this is like a Smiling Friends bit. Like when they go to Brazil, it's just like, I can't find my knife. Where's my knife? Like, it's just uncomfortable and real.
Did you book the hotel?
Yeah, that's my head
Yeah.
seeing that now. That's just this
That's a
whole
good
scene.
point. No, I like that there's such a grounded, realistic nature to all the dialogue in this movie.
Yeah.
That's another
Like-
thing it has over the first Friday.
Yeah, like most of these actors, I wouldn't call great, but they're convincing enough. Like you
They
never
feel
feel
like
like,
people.
oh, yeah, exactly.
They feel like real people. Like you don't necessarily have to have the best range to
Mm.
be, give a realistic performance.
But like Sally, I think is fine. She's not one of my favorite final girls by any stretch. But when you get to the third act, that's where the movie asks a lot of her,
Oh,
and she
I think
delivers.
she's great.
maybe she is one of mine just for that performance at the end. Yeah, I don't
Sure.
know. Just because I'm
But-
comparing her to like any of the final girls from Friday, and like, yeah,
I'd
she's
put a
better than
couple
that.
above her.
There's a few
There's a couple good
final
ones.
girls in Friday I'd put above her.
Oh, okay. The only protagonist in that franchise I care about is Tommy.
Sure, Tommy's.
Jenny's great. Come on.
Yeah, I like Jenny. That's the main one I was thinking of. But when I think of my
She's
favorite
the one that
final
tricks
girls,
Jason.
yeah, like when I think of my favorite final girls, I think of like Sidney Prescott, or
Yeah.
the one from Nightmare on Elm Street, or
Nancy.
Which one?
yeah, Nancy. And there's a couple good ones. Other good ones in
Nancy
the
and
franchise.
Sydney are two of my favorites. Yeah.
Mars,
Oh,
I have
and,
a phone question. How is it that you guys remember the name of every character in a horror movie? Every time I go to watch a horror movie, I forget the name of the character. That's the brilliant thing. I don't.
It depends.
It just depends on how much I like the character
Yeah,
and how many times
okay,
I've seen the movie.
I also don't remember, like we talked about earlier, I don't remember any of the, like, most of the characters in this movie, like their
Right,
names.
yeah. Or Olivia Hussey's character's name in Black Christmas, but she's great. She's one of my favorites.
I have a
I
hard
need to rewatch
time.
that.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that. Every time I think of Black Christmas, I like to think of the 06 version.
Oh God. Well, it's
At least you don't
It
think
is
about
not as
the
bad as everybody says it
2017.
is.
This is
I don't
2017,
hate
but
that
like
movie.
the newer version.
mhm.
Yeah.
We should do a Black Christmas trilogy commentary.
We should.
You guys can do that.
No, you have to be there with us.
I'll be there for the first one because I need to.
No, you got to
that
watch the
movie
second
again.
one. You got to watch the 06 version.
I don't know.
Now this scene is very Friday the 13th, where it's a lot of characters shouting someone's name, just looking for them. That's just the movie for 15 minutes.
Mars, did you guys see the remake of Black Christmas? I've seen the 06 one. I have not seen the 2019 one yet.
Oh God, we'll get to it.
I own it. I got it for free through Lionsgate or Universal, whoever. The 4K transfer with HDR is making the sunset look crisp.
It's some of my favorite cinematography in the movie. I love the color in this scene.
Quit
Now, if I'm
goofing
gonna
on me,
nitpick-
man.
If I'm gonna nitpick this movie, I wish what was about to happen to this guy wasn't like shot for shot what happened to Kirk earlier. But that's also what makes it funny. It's just these stupid people keep going here, and the same thing happens to them. They're like lemmings.
That's the slut, yeah. I felt like they messed it up. I mean, the 06 remake is not like a good remake, but I think it's a decent enough movie.
if you're in the right mood for it, it's just a.
It's also really sleazy, and as we established at the beginning of the movie, at the beginning of this, I like me some sleaze.
You're a sleazy bastard.
I am.
This is one of my favorite jump scares. This would make my top 10 jump scare list.
There's a video idea.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
We've kicked that around.
Oh my god!
Oh god,
that is a bad noise.
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
It works.
I think it's the way he moves. Like,
yeah, Gunnar Hansen.
Great.
This is one of my favorite scenes.
Did they bring him back for 13?
Yes, they did. He has a cameo. Not as Leatherface.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm not a big fan of jump scares, but I feel like they're just short.
Oh, most jump scares suck, but this movie has a couple good ones.
See, I'm not. I think what like I talked about in the Exorcist 3 review, I'm not anti-jump scare. There's just a lot of bad jump scares that exist.
The Conjuring has ruined the jump scare.
Yeah. It's a tool, and you need to.
This shot makes me uncomfortable. Right. Stop it.
The fake teeth.
Brush your teeth.
It's so effective in that, like, you can tell they're fake teeth, but you can imagine how that would feel and taste, so it still gets to you. Because I don't like fake teeth. Like, I've done different Halloween costumes, and it's just like, ugh.
I hate fake teeth.
I don't like it. And the mask, like, we never get the Leatherface look quite like this ever again. It always looks too overproduced. Like, this both looks fake and just, again, gross and dirty. Whatever they use.
Well, but to be fair, none of the other movies are going for this again.
Right. Well, some try and don't succeed.
Well, see, I don't even think, like, the remake is trying to be that gritty. Like,
no.
That is way too slick and overproduced.
I was talking more about, like, 3 and 4 that are trying to.
I haven't seen,
back, and it's just not.
To be fair, yeah, I will give you that one because those are the two I haven't seen.
Because like Jerry Seinfeld.
Yep. Because the mission statement of 3 was, okay, 2 was a horror comedy and it didn't do well, so now we want to make, like, just a horror movie again and try to get back to the first one, and it's some weird choices.
Just sad because I love 2.
2's great.
Like, this is my favorite proto slasher, but I think I might like 2 more than this one.
I wouldn't go that far, but 2 is a lot of fun.
Dude, any movie that has Dennis Hopper chainsaw dueling Leatherface and Bill Moseley, that is peak cinema right there.
You also get a Franklin cameo, so that's fun.
Myers, what episode is that of Texas Chainsaw Massacre where he dragged the black man into a bullhouse and bashes his head in with a hammer and then starts sewing up his face?
I think you're talking about the Netflix one?
Maybe?
No.
I mean, you kind of just described, like, this entire franchise.
Yeah, like, every movie has a scene like that.
It might be. Is it 3?
That Netflix movie.
I'd have to watch it again.
When we do the remake, we should do that prequel that they did.
Yeah.
I don't remember how it is, but
I'm not a big fan of it. It's okay.
You don't need a prequel. Like, I don't understand.
No.
One has the...
Well...
Hang on. This one has the daughter... Oh! 2013. That's what we're doing next. That's right, because she has the boyfriend, and he kills him.
Now, okay, the thing with the remake prequel, the big thing it has going for it that justify its existence is you get more Arlie Ermey.
Fair.
That makes
He's the best part of that remake.
Yeah, so it's worth it for that.
Yeah, we're doing that one next. But no, I think that would make sense to do those together as a commentary. I guess that's just what we're gonna do now. It's like when we do these commentaries, at least do 2 movies.
Oh,
With
if
horror
they're 90
movies,
minute,
there's no shortage.
yeah. If they're
And-
90-minute movies, yeah, it's a double feature.
Or even if they're 3-hour movies.
I'm not gonna do that.
Well, no, I was referencing when we did Doctor Sleep and The Shining.
Oh, right.
So
Noah,
speaking of
you were
double
there.
feature, let's do it.
I won't do that again.
Yes, you will.
No.
We got to do all 3 Dead movies.
Not in one night.
I've never done a commentary myself. They're fun.
Mhm.
Especially if you have a good friend to do to shoot the shit with for an hour and a half.
Or
So-
3 hours.
We're about to get another great jump scare and probably my favorite kill in the movie. Again, you don't see much, but boy, is it effective.
This is also my favorite kill because fuck you, Franklin.
Hey, it's Franklin. Anyone else watch that?
Yeah, I guess there's a few jump scares in this movie that I forgot about.
Mhm.
God, this
There's
is
one
lit
that I
like a
remember.
modern streaming movie. I can't see shit.
It's what
I
makes it
think
real.
That's
It's
the
not day
point.
for night bullshit. It's not overly lit.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't have a problem with day for night. I'd like to see what I'm watching. What
It
I
would be
paid
wrong
money
for
to
this
see.
movie.
That's fair.
Yeah, for what this one's going for.
Well, that shot was better. I could actually like see them.
This movie was also made for like
Jerry.
$2.
It's true. Never done a comment. What movie is it? What do you mean? What do you mean? What movie?
Texas
Oh,
Chain Saw
boy.
Massacre. Oh shit.
What?
Again, you don't see a lot, but there is a lot of blood getting sprayed on him.
Yeah.
This scene's wonderful.
No, now Sally's gonna go from like just a random person in this movie to the best person in this movie.
The best actor in the movie.
He looks a little bit like Sissy Spacek in Carrie.
Yes, good call. I can
A
definitely
little
see
bit.
that.
Yeah, I can see the resemblance.
Like they could have played sisters.
Imagine if Sissy Spacek was in this movie. Oh, gee, Leatherface, I hope you don't cut me up. That God wouldn't like that.
Carrie versus Leatherface.
Well, and
Hey, we got
like,
not Carrie versus Jason. I say do it.
Yeah. Do
well,
it.
and you were talking about a Blair Witch Project earlier. That's part of why some people thought this shit was like a real snuff film or something, because these aren't known. Like,
Yeah.
that adds to the illusion of it.
And that's why I said earlier, like, you could not get away with advertising a movie or like making it seem like a real, based on a real event, because we've already done it to perfection with this and other examples.
And we have Google.
And we have
It's-
Google.
Yeah, from this point on, the movie's just nonstop tension and misery.
Non-stop screaming.
Yeah, that's so much screaming. Yeah, I call this movie Leatherface's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. He's just having a rough time.
You're such a Leatherface defender tonight.
He's my boy. He's great. I love him.
He's chopping people up.
His brothers are gonna yell at him later. I'm gonna feel bad.
No, you're right. He's just trying to make furniture with his family.
Hey, he's a carpenter.
Yeah.
That's what the chainsaw's for.
It's the family business.
And yeah, that's the one thing I want to clarify. And of course, we'll get to him coming up. That's kind of a misconception of this movie. Is the head of the family we see later, not Grandpa here, who's catatonic. A lot of people assume that's the father that's not. The three main family members are all brothers.
Mm.
So you have the oldest brother, and then the middle one who's the hitchhiker, and then the youngest is Leatherface, and the dumbest.
Yeah, the oldest brother does seem like he probably should be the father. Like I always assumed that was just the father. Because their relationship, but
But that's also kind of a thing the movie explores later. It's like, even though he's the older brother, like he's put himself in that father role. And then as we see with Leatherface, like they kind of treat him as the woman of the family, as the cook. They dress him up as a woman, kind of as a way to belittle him. Like, so yeah, there's a lot of different things this movie's doing with that.
Well, I think isn't that also a reference to Ed Gein, the dressing up as a woman
for sure.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
if
like
he literally did
90%
that,
sure.
He did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But there's one time Leatherface does get a girlfriend outside of his bloodline. I am not the expert on this franchise.
I mean, he almost does with part 2, but then we never see that character again, so who knows? And like I said, the stuff is really funny, but not in I'm laughing at this movie because it's bad. It's just like you can still put yourself in the situation and how horrifying it is.
Yeah.
It feels like a nightmare. It feels like when you're running away from something and it's just nonstop and you're running in circles. Like that's the feeling it evokes.
Yeah, there's
oh
just
god,
such
it's still
an
going.
overwhelming sense of dread. And even later when you get to the dinner scene, there's like a bit of surrealism that adds to like that nightmare feeling. So yeah, it's very like dreamlike. And this scene has been going on for like 10 minutes.
Exactly.
It's just Leatherface just chasing a girl in the darkness.
Yeah. It's gonna turn into that Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey scene where she just gives up screaming. It's like, ugh. Ah! And hey, look, she's going for help.
She's about to meet, the creepiest family member probably. And I know this guy is in 2 as well. How many of the sequels does he come back for?
I think just 2. I don't know how long he lived.
Okay.
If I remember right, 3 is also like loosely connected.
Yeah, continuity out the window.
Yeah.
3 is barely a sequel to 2, and 2 isn't even like 2 is its own thing. I don't think
it's a sequel.
It is. But
because Dennis Hopper is their uncle.
Yeah,
It's
so different.
It's going for a different thing, which I like. I like that it's completely different feeling in the movie.
It's very Evil Dead 2 in tone. It just doesn't do the recap that Evil Dead 2 was, or like it's not a part.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why it's peak, because Evil Dead 2 is peak
of this. Evil Dead 2 is peak.
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw 2 is pretty good, but it's not peak. Although
it's
it does
peak,
have it does have Dennis Hopper sword fighting with a chainsaw with Leatherface. So.
And we see Franklin's skeleton in that wheelchair, so that makes
the prequels of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre make no sense because Leatherface is mortal. Shouldn't Leatherface died by old age? I mean, eventually.
That's the least of 3D's problems.
Well, he said prequel. I don't know.
Yeah. And this is when you go, oh no, cannibalism.
The other movies are movie enough that it's like, whatever, now he's just a slasher villain.
Mm-hmm. But it does get absurd when you get to like Texas Chainsaw on Netflix, where it's like, so he's like in his 70s or 80? Like how?
Wow, but I mean that's a problem with that and Halloween 2018. They're both like 80. Well, and it's a bigger problem with Halloween. My biggest issue with Halloween is they talk about him as he's the boogeyman, but they can never decide just how supernatural he is.
Mm-hmm. They try to play it vague, like the original.
I figure.
I mean, he's like
probably,
60 in that.
Yeah. I figure.
Yeah, but would the
been
boogeyman
bigger,
age?
Well,
uh,
he
no,
did. We saw him as a
it's
6-year-old.
It's supernatural, though. I don't know.
They should have just cast somebody
That's
like,
different
well, we
concept.
don't know why he looks like he's like still 30.
But with Texas Chainsaw, I figured that would be the bigger
You know what the
problem.
proof is really funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
miserable
more
creature.
distracting because there's a bigger time gap between those movies.
exactly.
Than Halloween 1 in 2018.
Yeah, and if you're just comparing this to John Carpenter's Halloween, that is skirts the line more into being maybe more of a supernatural thing. This is much more reality.
This is
this is a much more grounded movie than that.
Mars, yes, the prequels where Leatherface cuts off the old man's legs, so I'm assuming to be Grandpa Killer. I don't even know what movie that is.
Well, he's talking about the prequel to the remake, but the family's very different in the remake films than they are in this one.
Is that one Leatherface? The movie just called
No.
Leatherface? Oh.
No, that's a prequel to Texas Chainsaw 3D.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, so there is technically a trilogy of Leatherface, this film, and Texas Chainsaw 3D.
What?
If you were to watch these chronologically, that is technically a trilogy.
Well, I wouldn't think you'd have to make a prequel to that because that's already a sequel to this. Like,
well,
what?
right.
Yeah.
So it's retroactively a prequel to this movie.
To this, yeah. But it sets up stuff that's in Texas Chainsaw 3D.
That's so dumb.
It hurts my
This
brain.
franchise is dumb.
Yeah.
If the family keeps changing, why doesn't Leatherface? Because Leatherface is the iconic one.
Yeah. Well, and there is a character in a wheelchair in the remake who doesn't have legs, and then we see how he lost his legs in the prequel to that. But he's not the grandpa that we see in this. Like I said, that family's very different. And then, as we'll see in Texas Chainsaw 3D, there's a whole bunch of more family members we just didn't see in this movie. For some reason.
But this guy is a really good actor.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's maybe my actual favorite family member outside of Leatherface. I said the grandpa earlier, but I was kind of joking.
Mm-hmm. I do love the grandpa.
Yeah, just because of the hammer scene.
And again, scenes like this are funny in a very dark sort of way, but you can still put yourself in her position and just how messed up this guy is. Like, it's still very disturbing. How he's just messing with her.
Because he just seems like a normal guy up until this point. You wouldn't have suspected him to be a crazy killer.
Yeah, it's like a whodunit that you didn't know was a whodunit while you were watching it.
Leatherface is so iconic. Why doesn't Leatherface pass down his legacy to one of his sons?
I don't think he's his son. I don't think we've done that yet.
I mean, the actual answer is just because Leatherface is the one that sells movie tickets. Right. They're not thinking about you're thinking about it more than the people putting out the sequels and prequels to this movie.
Not unless Leatherface becomes a title that's passed down.
Well, and they tried that with Halloween.
Yeah, sure did. Hey, look, it's the hitchhiker. Oh no, he was in on it the whole time. But Texas Chainsaw 2 does keep most of the family intact. You do get the older brother back, who's the same actor. You get the grandpa, which is great. The only big new character you get is Chop Top, And the reason why
Yeah.
Chop Top isn't in this movie is because they said he was fighting in Vietnam. Which I think is really funny to imagine that happening at the same time as this.
Is that where he got the metal plate on his head?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Because this is supposed to be set in 73, which I think was our last year in Vietnam. I think we get out of Vietnam at some point in 73.
It's early 70s, yeah. Something like that. I can't imagine that guy in Vietnam.
I want that movie. Make that movie. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
I don't care about a Leatherface prequel. Give me that prequel.
The Chop Top Vietnam movie.
The chat, yeah.
It's-
Call it Top.
Learn where he got the name. It's like the scene in Solo.
Yeah. Oh, he's chopping that stuff, and he's at the top of that building. I don't know. It'd be something forced like that.
And that's one of my favorite funny scenes when the older brothers are just yelling at him. It's like, you ruined the door, you idiot.
He's got such a good yell.
Mhm.
You damn fool.
Yeah, this movie
Yeah,
is just
so-
relentless.
This is
Yeah.
around the point where it gets like crazy.
Just staying in that house would be kind
nightmare.
of scary because the entire family's unpredictable. I can just imagine Chop Top would be scratching the back of his victim, just peeling back the skin of the silk. Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Nah, I'm not the biggest Rob Zombie fan in the world, but it's the third act of this movie tells me he probably would have been a great fit for a Texas Chainsaw remake instead of
It's
a
the-
Halloween one.
It's weird that they didn't hire him.
Yeah. That should have
Well,
been
but
the
to be
first
fair,
choice.
when that remake is coming out, he hadn't even come out with one movie yet.
Right. I meant like for one of the later ones. It's weird that they didn't
Well,
hire him
I don't know. I mean,
to do one of
this or Friday would have been better for him. But I like his
Yeah.
Halloween remake. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it sometime.
Doesn't have to be the original.
Should have mentioned earlier that this movie is one of the best taglines ever. Who will survive and what will be left of them?
Rob's Army. Rob's. Okay. Yes, it does.
Yeah, and that's just the classic 70s poster. Just one of the best. The cover art on my steelbook's pretty good. It's not bad. I prefer the
It's
classic
alright.
poster, but
Yeah.
I like the back a lot.
Rob's
With the
Rob Zombie
sunset.
makes better original movies than he does
Chainsaw.
remakes. No,
Most would agree with that.
I think his Halloween is one of his best movies, but the only one I'd put above it of his that I've seen, and I've seen most of his films at this point, would be Devil's Rejects,
Yeah, he also did the Munsters.
which was trash.
Yeah,
We don't talk about that. All right. Now, I know we've been praising this movie for feeling so grounded and realistic, but the grandpa, like, he's a corpse. Like,
yeah.
he should be
He's
dead. That's maybe
The-
the one absurd thing about this movie, but I don't care. I think it's still great.
he's supposed to be over 100 years old. I don't think they ever say that
Yeah.
in the movie, but it's also the least convincing makeup. Like it's
Not
the
very
most-
good.
it still has a charm to it though. Like I love the grandpa, but I can acknowledge that is kind of a flaw.
Yeah. I mean, I do see why it's scary, and if you put yourself in this situation, you would be like horrified. But it's maybe the least "quote unquote" realistic aspect about this movie.
Just imagine watching this movie in 1974 and what a shock to the system it was. Even Night of the Living Dead feels more fun than
Yeah.
this. And that was like, holy shit, like insanity when that came out. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, this is a whole climax of misery.
Mhm. Makes you wonder what like it would have been like seeing this in a packed theater. Like, was there cheering
Yeah.
or was it just dead silent?
I assume it was probably dead silent, but that'd be yeah, this is one of the movies I'd be interested to go back and see just like the audience reaction to. This
Mhm.
is fucked up right here.
Yeah.
This is-
Yeah, it is.
like there's probably
Ugh.
no cheering in this scene.
This also doesn't. Granted, it's obviously because we're desensitized and we've had decades of movies like this. But you put this movie out now, it doesn't feel like it would do that well. Like, it's too weird and gross. And yet, this was a huge hit when it came out. Like, this made a ton of money, and
Because there wasn't
it's just so
anything
strange.
like it
Yeah.
at the time. And now we've had a lot like that.
Mhm.
All right, I just replaced my monitor. Woohoo!
Oh, good job.
Nice.
Now I just got to get my buddy to help me show me how he mounted this, so I can switch it out tomorrow. The timelines don't add up because the younger version of Grandpa versus the newer version of Grandpa. But
Oh,
I don't know. Nobody cares about the timeline in these movies.
No. Okay, we'll get to it.
I just think it's really funny that their grandpa is a rotting corpse and he's somehow still alive.
Oh god, that's one of the things
Yeah.
that makes the scene extra real and effective too. Is she just passed out from the insanity and then woke up, like waking up from a bad dream, and oh god, I'm still here.
Yeah, and she wakes up to a nightmare.
Mhm.
Like this.
How is
this
Grandpa
is-
the best killer when Gravity's doing most of the work? Well, they're saying that he was the best killer. Like,
He was the best.
Yeah.
That's also
I
what
mean-
makes the older brother so infuriating and disturbing. It's like, I don't like killing. I don't, it doesn't bother me, but I don't do it myself.
It's clearly you're fine with it though. No,
But
this is probably the most surreal this movie gets. This scene.
Oh god! Now imagine just filming this in the middle of summer with the windows blacked out, all these lights,
Oh
no
my
air
God.
conditioning, for like 15 hours. Like, the sweat you see is real. Like, it's
I do not envy this crew at all.
literal misery, is what you're saying. Like, this
Yeah.
wasn't technically a snuff film. It gets close.
It gets close. It's a manufactured snuff film. No, I mean, this actress is probably pulling from that real discomfort for these
Yep.
screams. You know?
Oh yeah. And then, like, what do you even do?
You don't understand nothing.
I just can't take no pleasure in killing. But some of this set is very again with like the skin face on the light. Like, they found some shit
Yeah.
like that. Like, oh god, shit people are capable of.
Yeah. It's horrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's-
out of the handful of movies that are famously have been called the scariest movie of all time, pretty sure this is one of them. And I think
Mhm.
you can still, I mean, I think it's still a valid argument. I think this movie is still disturbing to this day.
Yep, this guy agrees.
Um,
But yeah, like, this would make, like, if I did a list of 10 most like genuinely disturbing movies I've seen, this is on that list. Like, there's two types of good horror
Yes.
movies: the disturbing ones and the fun ones.
and
This
the-
is
yeah,
going.
and
This is
the
not going for
ones.
fun,
No.
even though we have laughed a lot.
I mean, there's some absurdity to.
Hmm. There's
I
some.
mean,
There's
yeah,
some
this-
intentional dark humor.
I can also like. I mean, I've seen this enough times that I find even some of the dark stuff funny, but I've also never been one of those like I am so sucked into a movie that I can't tell it's a movie, which I know some people have like where they get really wrapped up in it and like they're just watching it. I always will have that disconnect of like I'm watching a movie and that looks really goofy.
I mean, I had that more when I was younger. Not.
I
So
don't
much now
have
that I've
this
seen a
with.
bunch of movies.
I don't have that with this scene, but like when he hits that one guy with the hammer and he makes that noise, that's really funny.
Well, like I said, there is some intentional dark humor.
Like
and
coming
there is
up
a
with
lot
the
of
hammer scene.
yeah, exactly. Like there is a lot of intentional absurdity.
What do you have to do in the morning? You don't even do any of the killing.
I love their dynamic.
Just got sweating in the middle of the heat. I imagine on the face was the sweatiest because the long sleeves that he was wearing. I mean, probably.
Oh god, yeah. But Sally here had like 3 lights like on her face that are like 2 feet away from her. You know, it's I don't know. There's a handful of movies that I'd say have like stuck with me that I said were disturbing. Like, yes, I'm always aware I'm watching a movie, but that can fuck with my head, or I'm thinking
Yeah.
about after. Like that's happened to me a few.
Hereditary is one for me. That movie was really disturbing for me.
Black Christmas was one that shit stuck with me.
Hereditary was more surprising to me. I think we've had this discussion, at least me and Robert. I'm just so desensitized now that I'm never truly like shocked or scared. I will get surprised, but I have yet to see a movie that legitimately I'm like, oh, I can't watch anymore, or oh, that makes me uncomfortable. It's like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh, well, that happened.
Now a lot of times like surrealist horror does that for me. Like Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me is one of the most disturbing movies I've seen.
The one I had a weird visceral reaction to. Have you guys seen Color Out of Space, the Nicolas Cage version?
Yes.
I love that
There
movie.
is a scene. I don't know what it was. If it was just something I ate that day, or like the mood I was in.
I swear to
know
God,
what
if
it
you're
was.
about to tell us you puked,
I got close. Not just that. Like I almost fainted. I've never had
wow.
that with a horror movie. It's a scene. I think it was both just the absurdity and how gross it was. It was a scene involving the mom, and he's like giving her water to drink. For some reason,
wait, what?
that got to me. Like on a very
That's the
I don't
scene.
know why. Like I almost fainted.
Sorry, remind
that's the
me
only
which,
time that's.
which scene?
Well, minor spoilers for Color, but it's after the mom and the kid have like combined, and they're just like.
I thought it was going to be
breathing.
the scene where they combined.
It's all of that, but it was just
that
like,
is a great just facial expression for like.
Yes,
I'm going to need therapy for the next decade.
And just that shock of just how bright it is.
I mean, Color Out of Space is pretty disturbing.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. Like it's a weird ass movie.
Yeah. Nick Cage gives a great performance in that movie. All right.
Shudder just alerted me too that they've got a new Nick Cage movie I want to watch.
Oh, cool.
We're getting closer to the iconic chainsaw dance.
Yeah. This is like the only bit of real catharsis you get besides Sally getting away. It's like, well, at least the hitchhiker's taken out. That's kind of an audience cheer moment.
Yes, we all seen that. I don't even know why they even give it a color that we already recognize just be a random unique color that nobody's seen before, especially when other people. Well, you have to, for a film, it has to be a color that you can put on screen.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
you got to pick something.
That is a good-looking dummy effect.
This poor truck driver.
Now for the greatest mystery in cinematic history. Where does the truck driver go?
I don't know. For no particular reason, he just felt like running.
He just felt like running.
What is he, Forrest Gump?
Yes.
And
What'd
it
you
looks
do?
real. Like this actor had no idea what was going on. They just did
Yeah.
that shit for real.
I love the naturalistic performances in this movie.
Hmm.
I was letting you
Yeah.
comment to them because they've. Well, some of it
Cool.
is, yeah. So I mean, some of it is I'm watching the movie and reading comments.
Yeah. And he's just still running.
He's still able to walk around after that.
Time zone on this is very slow. As soon as my comments reach the consultation. Well, I mean, there's definitely going to be some delay with YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it is in fact of life.
Yeah. And then Sally lived happily ever after.
Isn't the only mention of where we get in the originals is that she ended up in an insane asylum?
I buy it.
That's somewhere. I also think even in the third one, like I think she's already dead for some reason. They're just like, yeah, she died. Fine, whatever.
But I almost
yeah, they
argued
shot some movies.
continuity of that I remember what franchise we're watching. That's a great ending shot.
Holy shit.
Well, that
movie.
was
So
the
disturbing.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. That is an ending that'll stick with you.
It is.
Yeah, I think it's a feel good movie.
Oh, it's all good, Mars. We just appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing Texas Chainsaw 3D in a few minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you're right, Robert. It is a happy ending. I mean, she's laughing at the end. Right?
Yeah. How weird is it that the biggest name in this movie is John Larroquette for doing the narration?
All right, guys. Let's take a quick 5-minute break. I am also gonna have to rent this. And
I got
need
the unrated version, FYI.
Okay, Robert, do you have both cuts?
I have the Blu-ray. I assume it has the unrated cut, but
well, check while we're on break.
See you in a second. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I have the Blu-ray that also has the 3D version, but on 3D TV. So, but
Mars, Deadwood, would you guys like to check out the spoof version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I mean, maybe at some point.
There have been many.
You mean Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2?
All right, everybody, we will be back in, let's say, 5-ish minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I need a drink and take 5.
Sure. Be right back. love and most of my experience with Daredevil comes from the Netflix show. Honestly.
Well, yeah. I mean, almost everything the movie does right, the Netflix show does better. But the director's cut's a good movie.
Yeah, I'll
It's
check it
definitely
out
worth checking out.
eventually.
All right,
I'll
and we
definitely
are
check it out.
back.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Pretty
good.
good. Setting up my subtitles and stuff.
Robert, are you ready to watch Peak?
Peak.
Yeah, this is Peak.
So this will be a semi-blind commentary for me because I did watch this in a watch party with you before, John, but I barely remember a thing about it.
This is
To be
my.
very honest.
Welcome back. I was just busy watching 31. Oh, nice. Yeah, thanks. This is my third or fourth time seeing this.
Yeah, this will be my second. And
yeah, can everybody? Yeah, everybody should be able to hear it.
We good? Audio wise?
Looks like it.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Where's the other trigger?
Where's the trigger?
You would never
You
give
wouldn't
it
give it to a normal citizen.
to a normal citizen. As he sounds like he's dying. Audio voice is good. All right, is everybody at timestamp 0?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, we are watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2013 or the one with Alexandria Daddario.
Yep.
That's why Robert wanted to watch this so bad.
It's a highlight. It's a reason to watch it.
Crazy that she's in one of these.
Well,
she deserves a way better career than what she's had.
Yeah.
I heard that White Lotus show is great.
I do need to see that.
Things now.
Yeah, she's good in that show. Yeah.
All right, is everybody at timestamp 0?
Yes, sir.
In 3, 2, 1, play. I almost bought the Blu-ray for this, but I didn't quite have enough money.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap when I bought it. I think at the time I bought it, it was just because it wasn't streaming anywhere, so I was like, okay. It's cheap. Take the gamble.
So let me get on
this movie does not have a good reputation.
Let me give a...
Did you start the timer?
I think so. Did it start?
I'm not seeing it on YouTube. It looks like it's just stuck on the...
Oh, shit. All right, start over.
Yeah, start over. Do over.
Are we starting over? Okay.
Start over.
Sorry,
We're not...
One more time.
I was just looking at the Lionsgate logo.
Yeah, we weren't very far. Okay. In 3.
Wait.
2.
No. I'm not there yet.
Wait. No.
God damn. Oh, whatever. I don't know why it's skipping ahead. It's like, no, you don't want to watch the stupid opening titles. I'm like, yes, I do, because I need to be at timestamp 0. Okay. God damn it.
Robert, hit rewind.
I'm trying. Okay. Good enough. It should sync up fine.
All right. Noah, are you ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1, play.
So we got the Warner Brothers logo.
I'm looking at the Lionsgate logo.
Oh no!
I'm also looking at the Lionsgate logo. What are you watching?
I'm just kidding. I'm looking at the Lionsgate logo.
Fuck you, Noah. You can't pull that on us after we've had watch parties with Austin.
Yeah, well, you still fell for it.
So let me get... I do not get 2001, 2001. I don't got it. Oh, wait a minute. What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Well, if you need a timer, it's on the screen.
Yeah, timestamp is on the screen above Robert Noah's head.
Hey, look, we just watched this movie.
Previously,
Remember-
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Remember the Texas Chain Saw Massacre?
Yeah,
Yeah, this isn't this. This is Texas Chainsaw.
This is one of the first big requel movies before there was just the norm. This is well before Halloween 2018.
It was ahead of its time. And there's the
Scott
shot.
Eastwood's in this too.
I'm gonna get Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah.
2001 or 3D. I don't. You mean you just, like,
Loud
don't
noise.
get the movie?
He's referring to the remake.
Oh,
I think.
Okay.
I mean it's a remake. This is also a
I don't
little
know.
gorier than the original.
Yeah.
Well,
Just these flashbacks.
Oh no! Like this is all.
So my thing is, why would you bring back like Bill Moseley? But he's clearly not Chop Top. No, I'm saying
Well,
I
he's
can't get it. Wait.
Isn't he supposed to be
You-
the older brother?
We had to rent it
Yeah.
on Vudu or Amazon. It is also free
Yeah.
on Freevee and Pluto, but you have to deal with ads. Sorry, I
Yeah,
misunderstood
so,
what you were
yeah.
saying.
I think Bill Moseley was cool casting for the old man. Like, yeah, obviously he's a different actor, but like it's cool stunt casting and it's a good performance for what little we see of it. It's just awkward when they have to like change some of the footage here to replace.
Yeah, I
like,
just
it's
saw
a little
that.
jarring. It's more jarring when you watch them back to back. But
That
trust
was
me, it's
really
Louis
weird
C's-
seeing.
Louis' problems.
That was really weird seeing them do like modern editing with that jump with her jumping out the window.
Yeah.
I also
Oh my
I don't love watching old footage of this movie with like Hans Zimmer dong sound effect.
Again, and it's just funny to imagine when this came out. Like this was like a novel idea of, oh, we're just gonna skip everything and just make a direct
Yeah.
sequel to the first one. Like
I
it
mean,
was so weird.
It,
and now
it wasn't
it's so
that
common.
novel. Like H2O did it. What 10 years
That's-
before this?
It was rare at
Well,
the time, though.
It was
Like,
rare,
H2
and that only skips a few.
H2O is
That
H2O
skips
is only
everything but
one-
the first two.
Yeah, but that's
It-
only a few movies.
But this,
Okay,
this and H2O.
but comparing-
not good.
Comparing
no, it
It was,
H2O.
it was only a few,
Oh,
there was
sorry,
only
no.
a few examples of this. It wasn't a trend yet.
Right.
No, that's true. But I'm just saying, comparing H2O to this, they would have had the same amount of movies at the same time.
Not really, because this had a remake and a prequel and all this stuff. With
Okay,
H2O,
which would be
it-
6 movies. And Halloween was on that. H2O was
Are we
7.
really arguing about this?
All right, I give.
Why are
I
you
swear-
stuck on this?
Because
But, like, But like general audiences didn't give a shit. Like if you were seeing most people seeing H2O weren't thinking like,
who is
oh, okay,
this guy?
this is equal to 2, but it's skipping 4. Like it was just a new Michael Myers movie, but Jamie Lee Curtis is back. It was still just
Robert,
like,
who is this
Yeah,
guy,
dude.
the sheriff?
oh, the actor?
Yeah, I've seen him in something.
I don't- Let me look him. One of the most incompetent movie sheriffs I've ever seen.
The sheriff from
Directed by
Halloween
John
2018.
Lucenhop. It's not the sheriff from 2018.
No, I'm just kidding.
There's
Gunnar Hansen.
Robert, yeah. No, Noah filled it in for me. Sorry, I couldn't think of the Leatherface guy's name.
He's in. Oh, he's the agent in the first 2 Fast and Furious movies. That's probably what you know him from.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have a lot of credits after this. Either he might just be retired.
This also doesn't look anything like what the family looked like in the first movie,
Nope.
and it takes place
Wh-
like
who
an
are
hour
these
later.
people? Who are you people?
They're in-laws. Extended relatives.
And I could roll with it if it was just a couple, just for plot to happen, but not like 6 of them.
I'd also be fine with it if it wasn't framed. This is like 2 minutes after the first movie.
Right.
Where all you people, like, they're even trying to make Leatherface look the same.
Yeah, and again, it's immediately something's off, and this is what I was alluding to earlier, where it's
This
like,
is very Nightmare on Elm Street.
yeah, like the color's almost there. Some of the set and costume, like it's close, but it's too polished. It's too clean. It doesn't fit. And
That
then who
house
the hell
does-
are all these people?
And the house does not look anywhere like scary in HD like 2013 camera. This might be the
Yeah, it's
worst
too digital.
mayor in all of cinema. I don't think he's mayor
He's up
yet,
there.
but still.
And there's an interesting idea here of after what happens with Sally, like this angry mob coming to kill Leatherface's family. Like that's not a bad starting place. But we're already making some wrong choices.
I mean, I have issues with this movie, but I still think it's one of the best sequels to that original movie. That's not saying much given what we got later, but
in my opinion, this is terrible. It's so bad, but I can enjoy it as fun as
so you've seen more of them than I have.
Died.
Would you put this over like 3 and 4?
In terms of rewatchability, yes, but
See, I mean, I wouldn't put this above. I would put the first two. That looks terrible. I'd put the first two above this. I'd put the remake above this. But other than that, I'd watch this over any of the other ones. Although I haven't seen 3 and 4 yet.
I watched this over the Netflix one for sure.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to be misunderstood in the comments. Like when I upload these after the fact, this is a bad movie, but this is my kind of bad movie.
It's one of my favorite bad movies. I love bad movies. At it.
Yeah, bad movies can be fun. You know, when you still recognize they're bad.
But in the context,
it's also just a commentary on the state of this franchise, where this is one of the best ones.
Right. And here's the thing: if I had seen this in the theater when this came out and had already seen the original and was a big fan going into this, it would probably piss me off more. But seeing it well after the fact, we've had Leatherface and the Netflix one and all the other ones. It's like, well, it sucks, but it's at least funny.
The sheriff was a real cool character development.
It's something.
Well, now we have 2 prequels to that first movie.
We'll get to it, but probably the most baffling choice this movie makes is trying to make you sympathize with this family. And like,
I really wanted a sequel to this because I want to see Alexandra Daddario just running around telling Leatherface, "Kill that motherfucker."
Oh God!
Spoilers for the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Also, kudos to this movie for like not trying to just be the original again.
Well, that's a participation trophy.
Original.
I mean, like I said, it's a notice of how far this franchise has fallen.
Again, it's not a movie I'm opposed to going the requel route. This just makes so many wrong choices.
And there's the sound.
The sound. Remember the sound?
Remember the sound of silence?
Yeah, and I wish this whole movie was a period piece, you know, but nope, we got to jump to modern day, so whatever. With 40-year-old Alexandra Daddario.
40.
She's not even 40 yet now.
It's one young-looking 40-year-old.
Yeah, so you know about the timeline fuck-up with this movie, right? Do I need to explain this?
No, I know what he's talking about. So the original took place in 73.
Yep.
And then this is in 2013.
Yeah, that would not line up. Yeah.
She was that baby. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
At this point, I just started getting into originality instead of sequels. So the sequels are constantly getting worse and worse, but really cool backstories. Oh no, I think
Yeah,
there's still
good
cool
ones.
sequels. It depends on.
But
Uh,
when people think of like the bad sequels to like these types of classics, like this checks a lot of those boxes. Like this is the type of movie
yeah,
people are referring to.
I think this one's a little overhated.
I think it's properly hated, but I have fun with it.
That's
I
what I
wonder
mean.
what
It's like it's
Alexander's
fun.
scenario.
I would
I
rather
wonder
have
what-
a fun but bad movie than like the shitty sequels, like the Netflix one or 3 or that
Yeah.
prequel to the remake.
I mean, I think the Netflix one's a better made movie than this, but I'd still rather rewatch
Oh.
this. They're both bad in different ways.
Maybe.
I can't compare.
The Netflix one has better cinematography, but like
Maybe.
it's awful in a different way.
Literally, the
I don't-
only scene I remember from that movie is the bus. Like when
It's got
they're-
some good
the-
gore.
Yeah.
The guy's like, "You're gonna get canceled, Leatherface." That's the
it's
only part I
terrible.
remember.
So see, that's not the one that sticks with me. The one that sticks with me is when that guy likes arm stabs, and then Leatherface stabs somebody else with like the
Stabs him with-
bone.
Yeah, it's weird. But like as we'll get to later, and like there's some really bad CGI in this movie.
Mars.
We-
I don't
I
hate the
mean, we
movie. I
saw
like
that
it. I'm
with
just
the
getting
title.
bored of it. I'm getting bored of watching the same movie over and over again. That's fair.
That's
But I
fair.
mean, I also don't think this is the same movie, like as any of the
Also-
others.
We've gotten a lot of good horror movies the last few years. A lot of good original ones. you
Yeah.
know?
This year especially has been great.
Yeah, I still see Immaculate. They also got
Yes,
Late Night with the
Slacker.
Devil, Long Legs.
But you just saw Long Legs.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Well, you were
great.
you. I thought you were listing movies that you hadn't seen. I was like, wait a
Oh,
minute.
sorry. There's a bridge there that I may not have made clear. Yeah. And this character I totally buy, like collecting bones and being in a weird grocery shit, working with meat in a grocery store. Totally buy that.
Yeah, I guess that's
For this
genetic in a family of cannibals.
Oh,
You
okay.
inherit creepiness.
We got to do a repo commentary soon.
I still need to see it.
I love that movie. Noah's like, I'm out.
That movie's okay.
He's awesome.
So, yeah. So Noah, in case you don't remember, her adoptive parents are part of that angry mob, and everyone in the angry mob is evil, and they want you to feel bad about what happened to Leatherface's family. That's the whole movie.
Wait a minute.
That's a choice.
It was Halloween Kills before Halloween Kills.
I mean, that's the Freddy Krueger thing, right? Like, the people that burned him alive were also awful people. It doesn't make me sympathize for Freddy anymore.
No.
Yeah, but the mom's just like a drunk and aloof, and the dad's like clearly kind of like he's fine. It's just like it ended their marriage, and he doesn't
I
know what
mean,
to deal with.
have
that,
you ever
but
been
he's
to
not
like?
bad.
I mean, this is just an average afternoon in Texas. You're right about that. We got imaginary night swim.
Ugh.
Smile.
the good horror movies would be-
Thanksgiving. A couple new ones that are watching out. Oh yeah.
mean-
They're watching.
Like,
I mean, Thanksgiving was good.
Thanksgiving's
Sorry,
fun,
I mean,
like, just a
Thanksgiving.
schlocky Thanksgiving. Yeah, if you want like
But-
just a pure old school schlocky slasher movie, I thought that delivered.
That's what I want. Although I wish it had been able to go a little further after you watch that like original trailer.
Yeah,
It's like,
it
come on.
is a little.
It's a little tame.
It's a little tough. But so, like, at least this movie's not PG-13. I guess I'll give it that. But then the gore is CGI and terrible. Like, I don't. This is not a movie that
Another
earns
Well-
its R rating.
Have you
Another
seen all the Final
participation award.
Destinations?
I've still only seen the first three.
Because 4 is also like that wave of 3D movies,
Yep.
and it has the exact same problem, only worse. The big like opening, death scene is at a racetrack, and there's just a bunch of like CGI tires flying around hitting people, and it's awful.
Hey, look, it's a van. Remember first movie?
Oh, I guess it is just the first movie again.
Oh, this has a bad memberberry problem. This is one of the first movies I remember like that being a thing. Like critics talking about, like, oh my god, there's stop with the references.
Well, it is different this time because it's in 3D.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, as I'm watching it again, it has been a minute since I watched this, but I can't just call them driving in a van a memberberry. Like,
But
so
it's
what?
the same
No.
type of van.
That is an
Okay,
intentional
but like,
choice.
so what? No one in any of these movies is ever allowed to drive a van again because it's a memberberry.
It's that type of van. Also, it's not the only one. There's plenty more coming up.
It's a group of people in a van going to a place.
Well, we can never do that premise again.
No.
But also before anyone actually is me about Alexandra Daddario's age, this movie is weirdly vague with when it's set. Like they never say it's in 2013, but like we see smartphones. Like this movie isn't trying to hide when it was made. It's really weird.
Robert really took that Alien review to heart.
I did.
The awful
And
people,
hey,
because
look.
they kidnapped the Sawyer's family child, then tried to sacrifice her to Leatherface. Scooby-Doo's mystery machine. Oh, try to
Yeah.
sacrifice
They don't
her.
do that. No.
Although I do have
no,
questions with the sheriff and the mayor. And
Yes, this movie's very convoluted. And look, they're picking up a hitchhiker, but it's different because this guy's cool.
He's a cool guy,
handsome.
not a weird guy. Yeah.
See, it's different.
It's different.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't care.
And it's in 3D.
Yeah. Hey, what's
Well,
going on, Jareth?
Hey, Jareth.
Hey, we're watching a great movie.
We're watching a masterpiece right now.
Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is this movie is very watchable.
I don't disagree. Like it's bad, but
Something can
I
be
like laughing at
watchable and bad.
No, I
For
was
example,
trying to
I
make
love
a
the
joke.
Death Note movie.
I mean, you're just wrong about that.
We gotta do a video on that, John.
I'll do a video on the anime.
We can do a video on both. There's no reason we can't do a video on both.
The movie is trash. If we're gonna do it on the movie, let's do the Japanese version.
We can do the Japanese version and the American version.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but I was mostly trying to make a joke about how this movie is watchable because Alexander Daddario's in it.
You pig.
I know. I find a woman attractive. How dare I?
How dare you?
Hey, the movie's not trying to hide it. Also, other girl. Did either of you guys grow up on Malcolm in the Middle?
Random
watch
episodes
No.
here and there.
Oh yeah. All I know about Other Girl in this movie is that she was in that show. That's all I know. Other than that, I'm not.
I would love to watch it, but I don't get anything to watch it on. Shut up, Austin. But I don't get anything to watch it on. It's on. It's on a service called Freevee.
Freebie, which you can get through Amazon, but it has ads. So
I'm there. She's on. Austin, are you gonna come join us? We're only 20 minutes in.
Yeah. Come on.
she's a nun.
Yeah, this character that we're watching clearly.
I thought we were talking about Alexandra Daddario.
This is one of my go-to guilty pleasure movies. It's a blast of a film. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know. It's like I hate it, but I also love that it exists. Hey,
Okay,
look, a dead armadillo.
That one is a little too far.
Okay,
Yeah, you have to admit that one is too far.
Is that gonna be my job? Do I just have to point out every member berry as it happens until he sees what I'm talking about?
Hey, we've
Oh, you
already
weren't
started
online.
doing it.
You weren't online. I thought you were still at work. You could still join us. We're only 20 minutes in.
Oh shit!
Yeah, crash this. It's fine.
Hop on in, Austin. The rest
But no,
yes.
this was though that stage of Alexandra Daddario's career where it's like this is the type of movie she gets offered, and I'm glad she's been able to bounce back since, because it doesn't always work out for Final Girls.
When,
as
I
we've
mean,
seen.
she's a good actress, but aside from like White Lotus and stuff, I haven't seen everything she's in.
She was in that movie.
She's in a lot of bad movies. Like
she was
the
in that like
Baywatch movie.
metal horror film about like the Satanic Panic. That was all right.
Okay,
Oh.
that's nice. Yeah.
It's a guy from Office Space.
It's not free.
guess I-
It showed us free with ads on Prime through Freebie.
I thought you were gonna say it's Wilford Brimley.
It's Wilford
Diabetes.
Brimley. He does look a lot like Wilford Brimley. But no, if you've ever seen Office Space, he's the guy that invents the jump to conclusions mat.
I need to see it.
Oh, that's a great movie.
This setup is
That's
so
on San
strange.
Andreas. Yeah, she is.
And she's in season 1 of True Detective, but she's not like a great character in that.
Okay.
I still got
She's
to
a
watch
very
that
minor
season.
character. Yeah, and just that season.
I've heard 3 is good, but I haven't seen any of it. So
It's okay.
all right.
4 starts off great, but then gets really bad.
That's a shame.
Yeah. So
I think I would be
don't know-
easier dropping that after one season because that's an anthology show.
It is, yeah. So you just do that as a mini series.
I don't know how we get from we're making a direct sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We're picking up right where that movie left off. We go from there to secret family member who finds out she's a family member and inherits this mansion that a member of that family owns. And it's gonna like, how did we like what?
I mean, I could ask that about any of the. How do you? Yeah, they remade. They had to do the thing. Noah's like salivating over there.
I was yawning. It was bad.
I've never seen that shot before. Wow.
Remember the red shorts?
It's also not the exact. It's not the exact same shot.
I think there's another one, but I don't remember.
Why is she walking and everyone else? Why is she walking?
Body.
Huh? They're all walking. Yeah, it's because we need to recreate that scene.
No, this one is baffling. I find Leatherface infinitely more baffling.
Sure, I don't disagree.
How do you go? Well, we're gonna make a movie. It's gonna have nothing to do with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, except. No, are you ready for this? At the end, the guy that you've been following was Leatherface all along.
Oh my god!
It's got some bad prequelitis for sure.
No, but legitimately, you don't find out until the last like 5 minutes because he gets disfigured, and then he puts on a mask, and you find out that it's Leatherface.
He's just the whole movie. Guy.
He's like a jock.
It's stupid.
Here, Noah, I'm gonna send you a photo of the guy that plays Leatherface in that.
Oh no!
Hey,
well, it's Austin.
I just assumed that he was like an inbred weirdo, not a jock.
Oh yeah, it's very stupid.
Anyway,
jocks and inbred weirdos are like the same thing, though. Really.
Oh my god, Austin's here.
What's up? What timestamp are y'all at?
About 24 minutes, going on 25.
Okay, let me know when you hit 2740.
That's very specific, but okay.
That's because that's where I'm at.
I'll let you know.
How's it going, Austin?
Once John sends me this
pretty
picture.
good.
This is their Leatherface. It's fun. Kind of stupid, but
I
Austin,
missed
how
the
do you
opening
feel
when
about
he gunned down everyone.
this? Yes, you did. They shot Bill Mosley.
Oh no.
2704, did you say?
40.
2740. Okay, that's not for a while.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
this is one of those weird scenes where they're like strategically covering up some of the dates on these headstones. Like they don't want you to know what year
Yeah,
this
but
is
then
supposed to be.
Well, that's
other ones are
because
clear.
Alexandra Daddario's like 12 in this movie, and she was
Right.
a baby in 1970. Like what, 4? And now it's 2013.
And that's what they exactly. It's so stupid.
It's like the internet existed back then, like to the degree that we have it now, and they just lived in internet time.
Okay, I have to rant about this. When please give me the floor for 1 minute.
How
No.
close
Go
are
ahead.
we to Austin's timestamp before you do that?
About a
Less
minute
than a
to
minute.
Austin's time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can you condense it into a minute?
Yes.
No,
Go.
you know what? Just do
Minute.
the like okay sign, and I'll hit play.
Okay.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
When people complain about characters being stupid in movies, it's usually hyperbolic or like, look, it's just to get the plot rolling. People make mistakes, whatever. This is the single dumbest thing I have ever seen a character make in a movie. She just found out she inherited this mansion and is now going to town with all of her friends, and the only person they're leaving behind to watch the mansion is the stranger hitchhiker they just picked up today. I have never seen a character do
that is
anything
really
that
dumb.
stupid. It's insane. And what you think is gonna happen, happens.
He's
And
gonna rob
it
them.
breaks my brain.
Yeah.
So
You're
when
not
people
Austin.
Okay.
when
Austin,
people
are you gonna
complain
turn your
about glitches,
camera on?
it's insane.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, go for it. So agree or disagree with me? What say you guys?
I mean, it's
Uh,
dumb, but I
this
mean, that's what I
movie's like
expect.
this movie's entirely stupid.
I agree.
Yeah, I never said it was smart.
You said it was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I mean, it
That's
is,
true.
but that doesn't mean it's smart.
Hey, look, it's the red shorts again.
Austin, what
That
does
is
your
true.
shirt say?
Freak in the sheets, killer on the streets. My
Oh.
sister bought me this shirt.
Austin, I'm really digging the creepy mood lighting.
It's creepier
great.
than this movie.
I agree.
Yeah. He's more mysterious.
As opposed
Oh.
to the even TV lighting of this movie.
Mars says the hitchhiker is a thief. You never pick up anyone on the road. That is literally rule number 1. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I'm gonna go watch my movie. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out, man.
Okay.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, later.
Gareth, believe it or not, this is my introduction to the series. I mean, everybody starts somewhere.
I think
Yeah.
I think this is the first one I see too.
So
Either
the
this
first
or the
one I
remake, I
saw,
don't remember.
yeah. So the first one I saw, we talked about this a little bit before we started. The original is I saw the remake in theaters, and it freaked me out.
Oh, okay.
It's better than this.
Yeah. Well, and like with the remake, I'd never seen anything just as like brutal as the like that.
Yeah.
One of the first things you see is that woman commit suicide.
Well, and you were like 11. So
Yeah.
I get it.
Because like stuff I had seen before then that was like, you know, for adults was like RoboCop 2, which is very satirical and
Bad.
no. The movie's peak.
But you know, earlier when we were talking about the first movie and we were talking about the characters and how like they're very thin and simple, but they feel real for normal people. In this one, it's like, oh no, Alexandria Daddario's boyfriend's cheating on her with other girl, and what's gonna amount with that love triangle drama? It's like I don't care about this bullshit.
Well, it's okay because she ends up with her cuz.
That's true.
Yeah, she gets the best line in this entire franchise.
Oh god.
That's not true. It's not the "you sit the fuck down" from 4.
That's
Oh
fair.
god.
There was no
2
problem.
has
Like,
a
it
lot
was
of
really
good lines.
fun hanging out with you guys. Hey, if you need more conditions, I got a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, we're
Yeah, sure.
in the near future, we're gonna open up kind of recommendations and do requests.
Yeah. We're gonna do like a community poll where people can vote
Yeah,
on.
we've got some stuff that we need to get through. But Robert wanted to do this as kind of a segue from our Flanagan stuff to Alien 3, which
Something
That's
stupid.
something stupid. Yeah.
Alien 3 is going to be an interesting review.
Hey, look,
That's
it's
a
the
good
door. Remember
So,
the door?
yeah.
Robert's
when
just
it
going to
goes-
point out every remember now.
So
This
if-
movie's
full
shit.
of them.
So if AOC didn't come to see her cousin's house or whatever, does that mean Leatherface would have just died? Like he would have just starved to death in this basement?
I mean, I would have imagined. I have to
Probably.
imagine he has a way out, or he would have died by now.
I don't know.
But I also don't know what
They
the
have to let him
timeline of this
go.
is.
Oh no, I guess he got out. Okay.
Yeah.
He also
Hey,
looks
there
like
he
a
is.
fat
Fat.
Santa impersonator.
That sucks.
Oh my god, it's Rick
Jump
Flag.
Oh my
I forgot
God.
he was in this movie.
Rick Flag
Are you
is here.
joking?
Huh?
No, that's Scott Eastwood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he
Rick
played
Flag in
Rick
the first one.
Flag.
He got recast in the second one, but he's
Austin,
Rick Flag
he
in the first
doesn't.
movie.
Austin, he doesn't know
Oh,
about that.
Okay. I
John,
was
shut up.
confused.
It's funnier when people don't know things.
But I know these things and was very confused. I'm like, that's not Joel Kinnaman.
So
Ooh.
Austin, literally, right before the show, I broke my monitor.
Oh,
So I'm on one monitor.
I mean, so am I.
Yeah, but I'm
You
used to
white
two monitors.
privileged motherfucker.
It's all right. I've got a new one coming tomorrow.
Can Scott Eastwood act? I can't tell.
No.
I haven't seen him in anything that
remains
proves
to
that
be
he
seen.
can.
It remains to be seen, yeah.
It's why he
Yeah,
got
I mean-
recast as Rick Flag.
He's not especially good in this movie.
No.
And I don't remember his performance in Suicide Squad.
Well, and it's funny because I remember going into that, I thought he was Rick Flag for a minute, and then when you get to his death scene, I was like, did they just kill Rick Flag? Like, what's happening? I'm confused.
He dies in Suicide Squad?
I didn't
He dies,
remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
wow.
one of the ones that goes underwater and that bomb goes off.
Oh, that iconic scene.
Yeah, no, it's like blink and you miss it. That's why I was confused.
No, that's because he was just a tourist. Killer
He's
Croc,
just tourists.
yeah, Killer Croc
He doesn't
lives
live
in the
there.
water.
This guy also looks really familiar.
He looks like he was storing nuts in his cheeks for the winter.
He looks like a real life Homer Simpson.
He does. That's so true.
Speaking of Homer Simpson, what were we watching? Oh, it was the Batman where the voice of Homer Simpson showed up. Wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
He does?
Weren't we talking
Oh,
about
the
that?
show. Yeah,
Is
he's in that.
Is that
Yeah,
is
he's-
that in
he's
one of the
ventriloquist.
episodes?
He's ventriloquist in Scarface, Dan Castellaneta.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't see that
okay.
episode.
He
I didn't
does-
know if you
his
knew that,
Scarface
Austin.
voice. His Scarface voice is very close to Krusty the Clown. It's amazing.
Oh my god, I needed to look that up. That sounds
Yeah,
great.
it's great.
Hey, dummy.
Hey, yeah, exactly. There's one scene where he tells a kid to fuck off.
Yeah,
Balin
I
stops
meant
his
to.
plan and he's just like, ah.
I meant to bring that up to you, Austin, because I thought you'd enjoy that if you didn't know about it, and I forgot.
Yeah, I
Oh, that's a
didn't
great
know that. That's
episode.
awesome.
I've still got to post those single episode commentaries that we recorded.
Alexander Daddario in this movie looks like the wardrobe people thought they were making like a really shitty Beetlejuice remake, and they dressed her, and then they found out that was not what they were making.
Oh. It's so weird watching this back to back with the first one, where there's so much more plot here, but it's so much more boring.
Yeah, there's not enough handicapped people being like falling down a hill.
blowing raspberries randomly.
Yeah, this guy in a purple shirt, he's in something, right? Like I'm
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
know. Oh, he's the guy that gets his fucking face punched in Punisher Warzone. That's what it
Oh,
is.
That's
that's
right.
who that is. Okay. I kept thinking he looked a
It
little
was
bit
killing
like.
me every time I saw him.
I kept thinking he looked a little bit like Kieran Culkin, but that's not who that is.
No, it's not. That's funny.
Well, maybe after he had his face punched in, they rebuilt him into Kieran Culkin.
Oh. Yeah, he reinvented his career. Are we gonna get another awful Leatherface jump scare?
Hopefully, in his stupid Santa unitard.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm not exactly a fan when they do when they show all the footage from the first movie with like the awful jump scare noises.
Oh no! What's
It's the
worse, Noah,
worst.
that or the Dark Universe trailer where they edit like all the old
Oh.
40s and 30s Universal Monsters movies with like
yeah.
modern action music?
Yeah, that's really bad too. I forgot about that.
Did they ever take that down, or is that still up?
It's still
Oh my God,
up.
it's still up.
That trailer
Yay.
lives rent free in my head. Like every 5 months, I'll go back and watch it, and the first comment on it is Red Letter Media, and it kills me every time.
Oh, that's
Fair.
amazing. I need to look that up. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like every 5 months or so, I have to rewatch that trailer and the Mummy trailer where they fucked up the audio.
I had somebody ask me. Funnily enough, I had somebody ask me the other day, like, whatever happened to that like Universal Monster connected universe? I was like, the Mummy 2017 happened.
Now, earlier we were talking about how they got Bill Moseley to play the old man for the opening. Like, obviously, it looks different, but I still like that casting. I wish we got a whole movie of that. Like, I can enjoy making fun of this movie and watching this movie. I still wish the whole thing was a period piece. Give me a whole movie of Bill Moseley as the old man.
Yep.
Like, I watched.
Now this really is just a Friday the 13th. The final girl's like off somewhere safe while all the characters get killed.
Yeah.
And Leatherface isn't even using a chainsaw. He killed that guy with a hook like he's playing that game, Dead by Daylight.
You can play as Leatherface in that game.
There's a hook in the first one.
Yeah, I was gonna
That
say
is
the
true.
hook is his other iconic weapon.
Yeah, I should have pointed that out as a member berry. Because remember the hook?
Remember the hook?
This guy just went full Greg Sestero. He like walked in this barn and she's taking her clothes off. He's like, "Hey, what's going on? What are you doing?" Even though they've already been having an affair.
Yes. And that's another weird thing about this movie is there's a lot of gore. So like it is an R-rated movie, but there's no explicit nudity, and it's like
Well, you
I don't need
wanted
a
boobs
text-
in 3D, right? Well, and it gets weird with
it's weird.
It gets weird with Alexandria at the end because like
Yes.
she's got the outfit where it's like perfectly like
Yep, we'll
glued
get
on.
to it. Yeah, she
They
had
used some double-sided tape to make that work for the climax.
Yeah, I think she had a no nudity clause at this time. I think she talked about that in an interview. But it's just
Yeah, I'm
weird
not
that
criticizing that. It's just it's very weird.
it's jarring. But there's scenes like that in this where it's like it feels like a PG-13 horror movie, but it's not. Like it's
You don't
just
even get to see
odd.
Leatherface's fat titties.
No, you don't.
Also, just out of curiosity, what are you watching this on? Like, where is it streaming in Canada?
BillyBilly.com. I just googled. Well, the only place it was streaming was Amazon, and I'm like, well, fucking Amazon's got ads now, so I can't watch it on that.
Yeah. I spent $3.75 on this.
I also spent like $4 on this.
That shot where it like went slow mo for a second, it like tried to be Peter Jackson's King Kong, but shot really shittily.
Oh,
fuck.
Ow.
he's dead now.
All right, movie's over.
Yay!
Hey, look! Remember the camera? Remember the
Well,
sound
they
effects?
did that earlier. You can't count it twice.
The way that it's like making the
Again?
noise though sounds like it's a trailer.
Come on,
You've changed things, Alexandria.
forever.
I'm gonna chainsaw you. My
Jared says that's just the
family was
culture now
gunned
about
down.
nudity.
I'll burn down the house with
But I don't think
gasoline.
Jared,
Gasoline.
I don't think there was as much strong feelings about that back in 2013
About what?
No. I think people are more prudish
about
now.
nudity.
About
Oh.
yeah. No, yeah, because there's more conversation about how like sex scenes in movies are pointless. It's a strange
That's
conversation.
why, like, immediately when that started to happen, not John Peters, John Waters and Paul Verhoeven both announced new movies, like the Kings of
Yeah.
Sleaze. They're
Yeah.
coming back to fight this
They're
off.
coming back. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, the meat hook again.
There it is.
Yep. Now, we just saw the corpse of Marilyn Burns, who will have a more direct cameo later, Sally from the original. Really sad that she didn't get a better career.
Holy shit!
Wait, she has a cameo in this movie?
Yeah, she's the old lady who gave Alexander Daddario the house. You just saw her as a corpse, but then you'll get a flashback with her at the end.
Ah.
Is
She's
it
the old
sad
woman who owned her
that
mansion.
is it sad that the Warzone kill for that guy is a way better slasher kill than this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. I mean, as far as R-rated grindhousey type movies from this era, that's clearly the better movie.
That. Well, I
Because
mean, that
Warzone's
director,
awesome.
that director who made Warzone could have made a good slasher movie.
She could have, yeah. Yeah, it sucks that
Mhm.
it basically killed her career.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
unfortunate. Yeah. Also, I just Googled this because I want to clarify, because we were talking earlier about if Sally ever came back. Marilyn Burns did have a cameo in the fourth one, and it's ambiguous if she's Sally or it's like whatever. She's in like a mental hospital. But I think in the third one they said she was dead. So, ugh. But they
3
never
and
used
4
her like in a
even.
big role.
Yeah, because
Well,
3 and
Texas
4
Chainsaw,
are...
I think has the record for the most reboots in a franchise at this point, right? Like they're the most like
Yeah.
started like paving over timelines.
Oh God.
Does it have more timelines than Halloween?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
If not, they're neck and neck.
Because I think 3
And
and
I
4
think
are
it's-
on their own separate timelines, right?
Yeah. they're-
And then you've got the reboot, and then you've got this, and then you've got
and
the
Leatherface.
Netflix one. Well, Leatherface is a prequel to the original movie, and
this,
in roundabout way this.
What? It's connected to this too?
Yeah, they're both Lionsgate. And there's a character in that who I think is supposed to be the Marilyn Burns cameo. It's but yes, like that is. I don't think any of the filmmakers were the same, but there is some connective tissue.
I don't
bizarre.
know.
I'm trusting
Not saying it's
Robert
good.
on this one, so I don't actually know either.
One, Texas Chainsaw definitely has the most like studio changes at least.
Yes.
Well, and Austin, I hope you're
and
ready. We're gonna have to
weird
redo the
release.
Netflix commentary, and you have to be there.
I'm not watching that piece of shit again after you failed to record our blind
I
commentary.
was saying that to him earlier. I'm not watching that shit again. You can watch
Yeah.
it with Robert.
No, you got to do it.
That's your fault. That's entirely your fault, John.
No, it's your fault.
Yeah. By the way, guys, that shot of the chainsaw going in the coffin reminded me we forgot something very important before watching this movie.
What's that?
Our 3D glasses.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
I have a pair. I could have worn.
Well, Austin and I are halfway there. We've got glasses at least.
What
You
about
just need-
Noah?
Oh,
Yeah, I
sorry.
don't have glasses.
Yeah, fuck you, Noah.
That's 2020 vision. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's been that kind of day.
Hey, she
Why
said
was there
it's
just a
Skylar line.
shotgun in this barn?
Welcome to Texas, motherfucker.
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, Austin, didn't you know that every barn in Texas has like 3 shotguns?
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. That's where my granddad kept all his shotguns too, so maybe that's just accurate.
Well, and like we were saying earlier, I think this movie's entertaining schlock. Like it's really bad. It doesn't have great kills. Like there's a lot of bad CGI in this movie.
Nah.
Like most of the kills aren't good, so it doesn't even get that right. But like I said, I do enjoy making fun of it while I'm watching it. Like this stupid scene.
Fuck this game, man! Fuck this game! What an idiot!
That's a bad idea.
This guy never played GTA before.
Wow. This guy is also not an actor, I don't think. He's not giving a great performance.
This guy is not an
This is-
actor.
Sorry, kid,
He's
you don't
not
got
I deem him not an actor.
He gets a stamp on his forehead.
Yeah.
it. No. Yeah, Austin, I mentioned this earlier. Did you watch Malcolm in the Middle growing up? Have you seen much of the show?
No.
I just mentioned earlier, I know that the other girl was in that show. That's like the thing she's known for. And then this movie kind of killed her career, I think.
This woman in the back?
Yeah, like not Alexandra Daddario. She was in Malcolm in the Middle. That's all I know.
I was gonna say she was probably in porn, but I guess they're about equal.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Austin is not a sitcom guy.
I mean, Malcolm in the Middle sounds like the name of a porn.
Jareth, I can't say I disagree, but most of the Halloween movies are just boring. Like, this series is at least more weird than those.
I think they're probably on
Like-
par.
Yeah.
I'd probably put Texas above it as a franchise, just because it has more movies that I would willingly rewatch.
Yeah, I would
Halloween has
say,
maybe 3.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
which
dead, I guess.
probably knocks Halloween up to being over Texas for me.
Sure.
Tex-
Yeah, that
Texas
get it.
has
It's got 1 and 2.
1 and 2, the remake, and this one, so 4 for me.
I wouldn't count this one, but
I would watch this over 90% of the Halloween
rewatch the
sequels.
remake.
Yeah, but Halloween has Resurrection. Which
Yeah,
is
exactly. It cancels out with Resurrection. They're on the same
Yeah.
level.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Well, we
Actually,
do want to
Resurrection's
do.
a little bit better for having trick or treat, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
I don't know. This has the do your thing, cuz.
That's
Yeah,
got,
Trick or treat, motherfucker's way
Yeah.
cooler than do you think has.
Yeah.
Austin,
yeah.
you should join us when we do the remake and its prequel.
But then I'd have to watch the prequel.
Selmer says my favorite horror movie. Which one?
He turned into fucking Lou Ferrigno Hulk.
I forgot about this part. Yeah.
Which
what
one?
fuck?
The original Texas Chainsaw or
Leatherface is
three?
just some
episode
fat
one?
ass. He's not this strong.
Yeah. Hey, welcome. Hope you have a good time. We are enjoying this. Oh.
You know, I could see the argument for either the original or this being your favorite horror movie.
Yeah. Depends on what you're looking for.
But yeah, it depends on what you want. And now he's chasing her through the darkness. Remember?
Remember trees?
Okay.
Yep.
I'm putting my foot down on that one. That doesn't count.
Oh, come on, John. Look at this.
Oh. I think
Okay,
we have,
so then
Remember
every
the
chase
carnival?
scene that takes place in the dark is a remember berry from the previous movie.
They shot
Yes.
it in the same way.
Remember
Hey,
the carnival and
hey-
Saw?
Yeah,
Well, that
Pig Mask
doesn't
Lady. That's a Saw reference, right?
Yes.
This is a
Yeah.
YMCA movie.
No, that is just the Saw thing.
They should have just had James Wan
And-
show up and fight Leatherface.
That's the thing. The Netflix version is horrible. That bus scene is very gory and very entertaining. I want this scene to go that far. Like, let Leatherface hit somebody. Like, this should be a massacre. It's called Massacre.
Like Nightmare 2.
Yeah,
Nightmare 2
exactly.
sucks.
Let this be a massacre. No, that's good.
Actually, this one is just called Texas Chainsaw, not Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Actually, it's called
Actually-
Texas Chainsaw 3D.
3D.
And it was in 3D, so it lives up to the title.
We have yet to get to the 3D.
I mean, that part's debatable.
Oh yeah, I heard the 3D was atrocious. Like there's.
I
like,
mean, so
one
was
big
like
component.
Here we
90%.
go. Here's the big trailer shot.
Yeah,
Ah.
this is it.
Why did he just throw a PS3 saw at him?
Whoa! That came right at me.
Leatherface is really shitty aim too.
Yeah. No, he's not the brightest bulb.
No, but he's apparently strong enough to like lift a fucking van with 3 people in it.
Okay, that chainsaw wrapped up like that, missed opportunity. I want a scene that's a callback to Friday the 13th final chapter when they're trying to put that axe into that little bag for evidence. I want to see them try to do that with a chainsaw.
But it's still
Like a
running.
fucking-
No, what this movie needs is
He's
for the
sharing the bag.
what
keep
this
ripping
movie
through.
needs is for the sheriff to launch into like one of a tirade like that coroner does.
Yeah. Jesus H. Christmas.
Thought he was gonna find a Leatherface shaped imprint on the grass.
It's a
would've been
big
great.
Leatherface shaped hole in the ground.
Yeah.
He's
Like Michael
China's
Myers.
problem now. It's really weird getting to see Rick Flag and Lois Lane in a scene together.
Oh yeah, she was Lois.
Hmm.
That's true.
Lois.
Oh, Lois, I'm Rick Flag.
I'm like Flag. Yeah.
Whoa! What did you call him?
No,
That's a
you
flag
kiss.
with an L.
Robert did not approve.
I'm believing.
Sorry.
If a bunch of like people you know got killed, would you talk to a cop and be like, "Yeah, my friends, they got killed"?
So, Robert, you were
So
complaining
not-
earlier about the thief thing. I think what's going to happen next is a bigger leap in logic. Like, so she is attacked, but because they know that she's part of that family, they're going to detain her.
Yep.
Even
I
though
mean,
she's
she
never,
has evil in her DNA.
even though she's
Yes.
never met any of them.
Well, because we haven't seen the real monsters yet. You thought the monster was the guy with the chainsaw and the face mask, but no, the normal people are the real monsters in this story. As we'll see.
This was like I think one of the first places where I saw that trope start to come up, where it's like, oh, the horror villain has to save the main character from the evil human. That's one of my most like least favorite tropes in modern horror.
Yep, Romero could do it. Like the zombies are just a force of nature, but the people are the real villains in those movies. Like
It's like
you got
fine
that right.
in this movie because I can't take any of this seriously. If this were like
I mean, it's
Trying.
like less of an issue in this because this movie is like entirely retarded, but overall, like that's just not a trope I like.
Chop Top played the Cook in Texas Chainsaw 3D in the beginning. That's true. And Gunnar
did?
was
I
also
wish
in
he was in
3D.
it
Yep.
more.
We're watching 3D currently. I forgot to put the name of the movie on the screen, but the timestamp is there.
I feel like it's Woody Harrelson.
I was gonna say that guy really does look like Woody Harrelson. Bald Woody Harrelson.
When are we gonna get Leatherface versus the Natural Born Killers?
Ooh, that'd be fun. Leatherface versus Leprechaun. Fuck it.
It's
Let's
a
do
True
it.
Detective reunion.
Okay, so this is
Well,
built
John
on a
already
cover-up,
liked.
right?
What's that?
This is built on a cover-up, right? Why do they have all their shit just in one box about this thing they're trying to cover up?
It's the
Why do they
evidence
put it in
box.
with her? Yeah. By
What
the
were
way,
you
here's our evidence box.
Here it is, right here.
Oh my god.
What were you saying? I like what?
You already liked Alexandra Daddario in this movie, so when her and Woody Harrelson unite, you're really
God.
gonna like that part.
Yeah, that's right.
Spoiler alert, it was after the no nudity clause she had mentioned in this movie.
Yeah, you get to see Woody Harrelson's full dime.
That's the episode I turned off.
Wait, August 19th, what?
Right. Exactly. It could have been the 90s.
Well, we know it was
There's
Sunday.
There was a 1 that was cut off, so it was 19 something.
Also, but the first movie opens telling you it's 1973. Why are we hiding the date now?
We've retconned it.
Okay,
Because, like I said, again, Robert, Alexandra Daddario is like 8 in this movie, and it doesn't make sense, that timeline.
Yeah, we do have my favorite death in the movie coming up. That's also partially a member parry. I'll let Noah be surprised because I don't think he remembers how this scene's gonna play out.
Maybe not. No.
The scene's so funny too with the like they're just watching.
Well, it's like they watched Scream 4 and they were like, this is a good idea. Let's put it in our movie. Butch Hartman.
Oh,
He led
no.
God damn it.
The creator of Fairly Odd Parents.
Before he made it, he killed the Sawyers.
See, the real Texas Chainsaw Massacre was actually when the whole family was wiped out by that mob. That's the real horror.
Bert Hartman.
Oh my god. It's so sad. Look at that house burn.
Is that just the same actor but with a wig?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They both have wigs.
So
Well, and it's really interesting in a strange way that you're gonna make a legacy sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And apparently, one of your biggest influences is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. It's very strange. And yeah, this guy doesn't call for backup. He's just going alone, but he's letting them watch.
I mean, to be fair, he is on call with them. They should be like, huh, maybe we should send backup.
Oh yeah, this sheriff's awful. One of the most incompetent ever. I love him. He's probably my favorite character in this movie. He does. That's his character. He does nothing to the very end. That's his thing.
He's making a found footage movie right now.
Yes.
Filming everything.
I don't know about you guys, but like I can't see. I don't know about you guys, but I can't see shit with my phone flashlight.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's like a you issue.
Oh, in 2013 smartphones, yeah, bullshit. That the quality would be this.
Why is there a poster behind her head that's like a 4-leaf clover made out of?
Well, Austin, the sequel to this was going to be Texas Chainsaw 3D versus the Leprechaun 3D.
Yay!
versus Leprechaun in Space.
versus Candyman.
Damn, which Candyman? Like the reboot?
The embarrassing reboot.
No, Tony Todd.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he
Wasn't there
is
gonna be a
spoilers,
Candyman
but
versus
he's
Leprechaun?
yeah, there was. I mean, spoilers, but he's also kind of in the embarrassing reboot.
Yeah, for like 3
Yeah.
seconds because they added him in
Yeah.
reshoots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't count. It's like sex. It doesn't count if you're only in for a second.
Why
I
is the
agree.
scene going on for so long?
I don't know. But yeah, Leatherface
With
killing
atmosphere.
Franklin is a wonderful jump scare. We talked about it during our commentary on the first one. The movie has like 3 great jump
So,
scares.
Austin, I gotta ask, where's the normal red wall?
I'm just not in my room right now. I just went into this room. This is where my computer was. I was like, I don't want to have to set up.
Okay. The red wall is like iconic now. It's like in every video that you do.
Austin's iconic red wall.
Mechanic red wall.
I love how this guy just said, Jesus Christ, what is this? He's been following a trail of blood for the last 5 minutes. And now
Yeah,
he's
and the thing he
nervous.
said Jesus about was just like Leatherface hung up his
Decorate.
ribs that he ate. on some
Robert, when you were
string.
talking about the jump scares, I didn't fully hear you. Were you reading the chat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was agreeing that Franklin death is an amazing jump scare.
It's very good.
Is that what is about to be recreated here?
That's a very nice looking bed.
I guess I'll find out.
Does Leatherface have a like pajama
Yeah.
onesie? Did you guys see that?
Of course he does.
That's so weird.
Can you imagine Leatherface coming down in like the pink bunny onesie from A Christmas Story?
I'd watch that movie.
Imagine if the first time you saw Leatherface, he was like sleeping in a snuggie.
That's adorable.
He runs out with the snuggie, with his arms through the sleeves still.
I'm glad she's like tracing the lines so we know where she's reading.
It's also taking her like 30 minutes to figure this shit out.
It's tension, Austin. Don't you know anything about
Yeah.
movies?
We already know.
That looked really bad.
Oh, look at that guy
Oh,
hanging up. He looked
God.
really bad. Oh man, this is fucked up, guys. Keep looking. Oh fuck, man.
Yep.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
Austin, the way that you did that though reminds me of the Return of the Living Dead at the beginning when they first let the corpse out. They're like,
Okay.
"Oh my god!"
We've got a member berry coming up.
Well, why was the sheriff's
No,
immediate thing like, "What's in that freezer?" Like out of all this stuff,
Oh,
that's the thing. He's like,
No, the scene's amazing. It's my favorite
Oh.
scene of the movie.
Oh no.
"Shit, man!
What the?
Man, you just killed a white girl. You gotta get out of there. We're not getting away with that."
That was on camera too.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
No one kills a white girl on my watch.
I love that. That's the best member berry in this whole movie. I don't care.
That's so. Oh, I love it. Oh no, Leatherface got him.
Not Woody Harrelson, who will star in hit movies like Venom 2 now.
Let there be carnage.
There's more carnage here than that entire movie.
Before he got killed, Leatherface should have been like, "Fuck this guy."
In that, in the picture she's looking at, the like white cop guy, the evil one, he looks like he's a really big fan of Kid Rock in that picture.
He's probably cranking
All summer long.
all summer long. Yeah, that song.
And now, yeah, who cares what just happened? Now we're complaining about the 73 massacre again.
Well, and Noah, in
Well, I
in
mean,
this
to be fair on that,
universe's
they're arguing because he wants to do it again.
in this version or this universe's version of that song, Noah, at the beginning of it's like it was not, and then it keeps
It
going.
was-
It was not.
Yep.
No dates allowed.
Ambiguous time.
And once again, the sheriff does nothing. He just tells the mayor nothing better happened to that girl while I stay here. Hey, look, it's Wilford Brimley again.
I was gonna
Everybody's
say,
throwing
yeah.
coffee.
Where's my diabetes medication? Where's my insulin?
What if he starts trashing a room in this movie?
Imagine if he fought Leatherface and he was just like, "I'll kill you."
I'll kill you.
Leatherface is like, whoa, calm down, dude.
Whoa, it's not that serious, man. Come on.
Puts down his chainsaw. He's like, okay, come on, man.
Oh
He
man,
picks up a wooden block and he takes an axe with it.
he should have been walking through that house instead of that cop, just going like, oh, oh, oh,
Oh!
oh.
He opens up the freezer and shoots the girl, and he's just like, "Oh!"
Oh.
I guess Leatherface is a really big fan of Woody Harrelson.
Yeah,
I want Woody
that's
Harrelson's
nice.
face.
Yes.
No, Leatherface did nothing wrong. Everyone else sucks, but he's good.
He's the best boy.
I mean, that's literally the message of this movie.
It is.
Like, he's like, look at this evil guy.
We all know you're the biggest Leatherface defender, Robert.
It's true.
He's
the
such
first
a,
one.
he's such a fan, we call him a leather daddy.
Something that says
I-
Leather Daddy.
I don't know. I don't mind what they're doing here, where it's more like Leatherface getting revenge, because like he's still a bad guy, but he's just coming up against worse people.
But
I mean, even that's kind of debatable.
yeah,
I mean, they
Feels a little
burned a
bit
bunch of
black and
people
white.
alive without a warrant or trial.
Yeah, a bunch of serial killers.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, but they still deserve due process. Come on now.
That doesn't make them worse, though. You literally just said they're worse.
This looks
They're
a lot
not,
like
they're not good people.
this looks a lot like the remake Mask.
It does.
It looks like he's what's it called, the Green Knight.
Okay,
I can kinda
maybe
see that.
worse isn't a better, but like against other bad people.
Hey, look, it's the Confederate flag from the Netflix version.
Why does this place have a chainsaw?
Well, why didn't you read
What
the
the fuck
fucking
is the-
letter?
Did you guys see the peacock woman behind Wilford Brimley? What's
Wait,
up with
what?
that? There's like a weird peacock woman with like this big headdress thing behind
I
Wilford
couldn't
Brimley.
I couldn't tell what that was at first. I thought it was like some sort of tie-dye thing.
Oh, right. This one names him. His name's Jed.
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 I mean,
Same with Jed.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he has a different name in like all of them.
Mhm.
Because in the remake, he's Tommy, right? Thomas Hewitt.
Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, there's something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, they're the Hewitts in that.
Old Tom Sawyer.
He's a modern day warrior.
Okay, I need this movie to fuck off. I want to see what's happening in that scene behind them. I want to see that movie.
You see the adventures of the Peacock Woman.
Cause she also like she's got like a peacock head thing, but then she also has a face like ICP, like Insane Clown Posse.
Oh yeah.
Is Texas Chainsaw the only horror movie series to both get proper sequel?
What?
I don't know. He deleted it now.
Now,
Did he mean the
Austin-
remake?
I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
mean, there's a lot. Austin,
Gareth,
earlier you were talking about-
re-ask your question, buddy. I'd be happy to answer it.
What, Robert?
Earlier you were talking about you weren't sure how connected this was to the Leatherface prequel. That's one thing that carries over into this is Leatherface, and that has a fake name because he's in a mental institution for a while. And then later there's a scene where they're like, your real name's Jedediah. Like, so that's like one element straight over from this. Is like, your real name's Jedediah Sawyer. I don't remember how it plays out, but something
okay.
like that.
Yeah. So okay. What? Why?
Yeah, these are the real monsters.
I mean, I
She
don't
cut me.
necessarily disagree that
She's
they're
crazy.
monsters, but I don't understand the logic here.
This girl who's never been here before.
What's even happening?
It's about groupthink, Noah. It's about
Yeah,
angry mobs.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it really
this
is
is
evil
Leatherface.
guys.
Because she's related to the family that they burned alive, she's instantly evil, even though she's never been in this town before.
Rick Flag, hell.
And we're about to get
Why
to
are they-
the twist. We're about to get the twist.
Yep. And now it's the first movie again, because she's gonna get help, but oh no, the guy she's getting help from's in on it. He's evil. It's just that.
But why don't they just kill Leatherface if they
That good
want
question.
it?
Apparently,
Like, why
they're
are they
gonna.
focusing on her?
Because she's easier to kill.
Leatherface is just one guy.
Yeah, this is just one girl that's like 8 pounds.
Is Texas Chainsaw the only horror movie series to not get a proper sequel?
They
But
tried.
It did get a proper sequel. You got Texas
yeah,
Chainsaw
two's great.
2.
And
Yeah,
this.
I mean, it's doing a different thing, but it is definitely
Yeah.
a sequel.
It's the same director. It's.
I mean, I'd
it's
argue
one returning.
Halloween is the horror franchise that doesn't really have a proper sequel. It didn't have a proper sequel for a long
I mean,
time.
2 is a sequel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, 2 is a proper sequel.
It's
I guess
just
it
depends on
also
what you
depends on what you mean by proper. Do you mean good or?
Proper, as in it's a continuation. That's what I assume.
Yeah, that's what I got
because
too.
Texas Chainsaw 2, like that's a different universe. It's a completely different animal from that first movie. It's a heightened cartoon world.
It's Gremlins too.
Yeah.
I'd still call it a proper
Austin, you
sequel,
finally watched
Sure.
that, didn't you?
What, Texas too? Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
It was good.
It's got Dennis Hopper.
It's got a chainsaw duel.
Well, this almost has that.
Should have gone all the way with it.
Give Wilford Brimley a chainsaw.
Yes.
I legitimately forgot he was
Imagine
in
if
this
the
and thought you
weapon
were
was his,
joking
like,
when he
"Ah."
first showed up.
It's not
That-
Wilford Brimley.
That's also not Wilford Brimley,
Oh,
by the
God
way.
damn it! I was
said
right the
earlier,
first time.
It's a guy from Office Space.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, you guys
But if
gotta watch
Wilford
Office
Brimley,
Space.
yeah. But if Wilford Brimley got a chainsaw, I would want his chainsaw to sound like his like "ah" noise, where it's like "ah, ah, ah."
That's what it makes when you start it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Jared says good and not a spoof like 2. 2 is not really a spoof of the first one.
Oh, it is. Doing
Yeah,
it's a
it,
spoof of slashers.
yeah.
The whole reason Toby Hooper made it was because he was sick of the slasher craze and like wanted to make fun of it. Like, it's a decade later sequel that's commenting on like what horror became.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know.
It's
I think it's still a proper
Crazy.
sequel.
Didn't she have a bra before this scene?
No, it was dirty from blood, so she had to take off her bra.
I thought Rick Flag took it off.
Yeah.
She's got one button on that shirt.
Oh, Jesus.
That one button is stronger than the Hulk shorts.
It's got that Sawyer strength, like we saw when he flipped that van.
That's
Oh no,
awkward.
no, it's unbuttoned. It broke.
They don't want to
This is
commit
like
to it.
if Peacemaker and Rick Flag switched places, and it was Rick Flag that was like, we gotta let him do it.
How different would the Suicide Squad be if it was Scott Eastwood as Rick Flag?
I mean, honestly, that's hard to tell because,
Rick Flag probably wouldn't have been in the movie.
well, I mean, it's in all seriousness though, it's hard to tell because the guy that is playing Rick Flag also isn't very good in that first movie, but then he's amazing in the Suicide Squad. So I can't personally rule out that we wouldn't have had the same thing.
And this also just straight up is a superhero movie at this point. Like, we even had a suit up scene for Leatherface before this.
Wait, does this mean that you
And
can
we've been talking over it, so I probably missed it. But is there a reason that Leatherface just came out here?
Yes, he no, he had the cop car and heard on the radio about it.
Oh.
So now he's doing this.
Wait, but Austin, does that mean that you and Cap have to cover this on Rewind?
I hope so.
Yes.
I want
Yay.
to see Cap's blind reaction to this movie.
As you explain the plot to him. Oh no, she's gonna get chainsaw.
Is this technically the first instance of like the Martha thing? Like, he sees her birthmark on her
it's
boob,
close.
and he's like, "Wait a minute, you're my cousin."
Yep. It's very similar.
Martha.
And she's like, "Why did you touch me there?"
Yeah, Marilyn Burns didn't tell him that his cousin was gonna show up. She was just supposed to read a letter. And oh yeah, there's a cannibal in the basement. Don't even worry about it.
Have you guys seen the deleted extended version of the scene where Leatherface talks?
No, I didn't know that
Is
was a
that
thing.
real?
No.
Yeah,
What does he say?
he's like, "I wish to stay with my cousin."
I wish to stay with the girl.
Look what they're doing to my poor boy.
Look how they
these guys are
massacred my boy.
Throw him out in the cold. Don't give him his chainsaw. Get him the hell out of here.
You're gonna leave your cuz
She has a choice to make.
after he
She should just
saved you?
leave.
No.
Whoa, that was a slick frisbee throw he just did with his cowboy hat.
Yeah.
That was smooth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see the James Bond shot where it lands on a hook.
It lands on one of the meat hooks. So on a scale of 0, how bad do you feel for Leatherface right now?
10.
That wasn't
I-
no, it was 0.
I feel kind of bad. Like he's been manipulated his
victim.
whole life, and now they're trying to kill him for something that he probably doesn't even understand was wrong.
Ah, fuck Leatherface.
Dude, the first one's a home invasion thriller. From his perspective.
From his point of view, everyone else is evil.
From his point of view, the hot teenagers are evil.
Oh no, she's crazy.
I mean,
Where did she get a
This-
pitchfork?
I mean, at this point, that's self-defense. Like,
Leatherface is really scared he's gonna go out like Michael Myers when Halloween ends.
Oh god.
well, and it's
Lame,
funny
that's-
because when you said there was a deleted scene where he talks, I believed you because all I could think of was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 where he has Michael
Die.
talk.
Die. Oh, here's the line.
He does
Like
suck
now they're
at
sword
That's-
fighting.
she said the thing.
What is happening?
Trash.
Geek cinema.
How did Leatherface get that chain off his neck?
I mean, the man turned a vehicle. I don't question anything now.
But if
Yeah,
he
he
could
just
just
broke it.
take it off, why didn't he take it off before?
Austin,
He's not
it's a
smart.
superhero movie. He needs the chainsaw.
That's
It makes him
stupid.
stronger. Fuck, and the CGI here is so bad.
Oh shit, my movie's buffering.
Oh no! Hey, look, it's the sheriff. Is he gonna
He's
do
like-
something?
He's like, trick or treat, motherfucker.
Shoot both of them. Fuck it.
Literally kill everyone here and then cover it up.
We don't do that anymore.
Oh god, this looks awful.
Wait, you guys know what she's about to say about Leatherface? He's alive, like me.
Like me.
It's just that scene.
We Summon the Darkness is that movie I was trying to think of earlier.
Hey, good job, Sheriff. Get out of here.
Didn't the Sawyer family have Confederate flags in their house?
No, the town did. That's how you know the town's
Oh.
evil.
Oh.
I don't remember if there were any Confederate flags in the first movie.
I'm just joking. 'Cause
Yeah.
he just let them go. He's like, you're good folk. One's literally wearing someone else's face. He's not the real villain, though.
He's
just
Shot's
misunderstood.
adorable.
Leatherface is like, I want to go in my basement. Feed me, cousin.
What a poor guy.
Yeah.
Hug
I mean-
me, cousin.
He did.
brother.
Okay, he did just kill all her friends, but her boyfriend was cheating on her. So, you know,
Yep.
just saying.
Yeah, I guess.
Even though you killed all my friends, you are good.
You know, half the blood on your face isn't from being attacked. It's because you you were sewing your face mask into your face.
Oh,
Oh. They look like they're gonna kiss.
what would a sequel to this movie have looked like?
I told you it'd be Alexander Daddario running around going, Leatherface, get him.
Get him!
Do you think
Get
it
him!
does?
Get him!
Get him!
If she did it exactly like Eminem in the Venom song, it'd be even better.
Well, 'cause it sounds like a
Leatherface,
chainsaw. It's like, get him! Get him! Get him!
She reads the letter that she was supposed to read like an hour ago.
Hey, it's Marilyn Burns.
What if I told you
Yay!
there was
Dear my granddaughter, there's a fucked up person in the basement. Gas him.
signed your grandmother?
Yeah, I guess we did.
Okay,
fuck
so-
up.
How did,
Fuck up.
If they
how did
had-
Leatherface survive the shootout at the beginning, anyways?
Oh, I don't think they show.
Well, just because he's Leatherface?
Well, I assume
Just right away.
he stays in the basement.
I
But
we
also,
saw him
if
upstairs.
If they had this big
The
ass
building was on
mansion,
fire!
if they had this
Oh,
big
was
ass
it?
mansion, why were they staying in that like shack?
Well, because those were the in-laws. Those were the distant relatives that had this mansion. We did fuck up though. We should have started with Leatherface, the original, than this one. We should have done the whole.
I don't know if I
proper
could.
trilogy.
I don't know if I could get through Leatherface again.
What'd you guys do if they're talking to her at the end and they're like, "I like your real name, Huckleberry"?
This would be the greatest movie ever.
I like your real name, Chop Top.
I thought you were gonna use the other name from that book.
Yeah, John was asking earlier why they didn't bring Bill Moseley back as Chop Top. It's because that movie doesn't exist. Chop Top doesn't exist in this universe.
Yeah, there's also like
It's
3
very sad.
members of their family and 8,000 in the opening in this movie.
Yep.
No, in this universe, Chop Top died in Vietnam.
He had his full head blown up.
Yeah.
Now it's your time.
That should be a movie we should make. Let's make Texas Chainsaw Massacre in Vietnam, where it's like
Yeah.
Leatherface is
saying we
walking
should-
and then like a Viet Cong comes out of the trees. He's like, ah.
Ah,
But we were saying there should be a Chop Top movie.
Hey, look!
Yeah.
It looks like the opening credits from the first movie.
What the
Well,
hell is
that
the
was-
sun?
The song is so bad.
Yay! We're
well,
not done
that
yet.
was.
We got an after credit scene.
Oh,
Really?
Yep. There
I
is
don't
an
think I've
after credit
ever seen the after credit scene.
I don't know if I have either.
Okay.
scene. Looking-
Noah, that boyfriend guy is a rapper named Trey Songz. You were correct. He is not an
He's
actor.
I was right.
You were correct. You called it.
He's not an actor.
The
He's
fuck
not
is
an
this
actor.
wannabe Coldplay song?
This totally fits the tone of Texas Chainsaw.
Mhm. The real sequel. They finally made it.
Is this worse than the Mask of the Phantasm credit song? In terms of
I'm gonna say yes.
in terms of the song,
I will. I'm
contrasted
gonna have to
with
step
the
away
tone
for
of the
just a
movie?
second. I'll be back for the post credit scene.
Okay. Anyone who's still here,
Thank you.
kudos for watching
There's
through this.
Grandpa. This movie does
Yay.
start. I think it starts here. The whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre is just Leatherface thing that I hate.
Yeah. When
It's
we
like-
just dropped the family.
Yeah, because the family is why it's interesting.
Hmm.
That's why I made sure to talk about the other family members when we did the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the remake and the prequel at least have Arlie Ermy, so I mean, like, he's a big standout in those.
Because we want to put this into the just. Because obviously Texas Chainsaw is a proto slasher. We
Hmm.
want to fit that slasher mold so much that it just became like, it's Leatherface. He's gonna get you.
He's the iconic killer.
Yeah.
He's
Don't
the
bring
one
up
with
the word
chainsaw.
proto slasher around here.
But we
not
like
like-
Grandpa more. He's like the sucker where he's like sucking on blood.
Yeah, Grandpa's awesome. He's just a corpse that's somehow still alive.
He's Joe Biden.
Oh god.
Whoa! No! 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 No!
That's all, folks.
No
I remember
politics.
sucking on Sally's blood.
Yeah.
The
I think
jokes made by the Dacos do not represent the views of Haven of Horror.
Yeah, maybe it's the second movie that says the grandpa's like 120 years old or something. I think they give a date.
And at least the family is in the video game. That's true.
That's true.
So you're saying, Robert, is that 2 actually put a date in a movie? That's weird.
I don't know. Unlike this one. It's just so weird when the first thing you see in the first movie is like in 1973, and this one's like, oh, we can't show when the first movie was set, or this or
In
direct
19
sequel.
19.
Yeah, I
Where's
said
the
the date. I
freaking-
said most of it.
I didn't say every single syllable. Where's the freaking post-credit scene?
Gotta get through all these
The
amazing
first song
songs.
listed is called Dr. Z. Do you think that was the inspiration for Dr. Sleep?
Yes.
No, it's the Dr. Zayas song from The Simpsons.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
Imagine if that was the end credits song.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas.
Zayas.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas.
What is
That'd be
this?
awesome.
I don't think we're synced up perfectly, so I don't know when the after credit scenes.
Yeah, I'm still. It's about to. Okay, the credits are done. It's black. Oh, okay.
Oh
Here
shit!
we
I
go.
just saw it.
It's more movie. Hey, it's
Who
her
are these?
shitty adopted parents. They raised
Why
out
is
Django
her-
Daddario.
Why is her mom a crack hoe?
Because they live in
'Cause they're
Texas.
evil. Because they're evil mob rednecks. Oh no!
That was the
You
worst
made-
after credits scene of all time.
You made us stay for that.
Yeah, what the
Fuck
hell?
you! You're the biggest fan of
You're
this
fired,
movie here.
Robert.
That is true, John. Fuck you.
Like,
Like
We
an
have to
after
do the
credits scene. That's just bullshit. Austin's like, I'm never coming back.
That's dumb.
it's setting up the sequel where she has to bury her dead parents and cover it up.
They should have had
That's the whole
Leprechaun or
movie?
something.
Anyway,
Or Chop Top.
that was Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 or Texas Chainsaw 3D. If you're watching after the fact, we appreciate it. If you're watching live, we appreciate that as well. Thank everybody for hanging out. Austin, thanks for joining us. I didn't.
You know what the post-credit scene should have been?
What?
Leatherface and girl, they move into a new house. They get a new one, and then they open a door in the basement, and then like Jason comes out. Like there's like another slasher that lives in that basement.
I mean, I don't
That sounds
disagree.
great. I'd watch that.
But
Yeah,
Austin,
it's like-
thanks for joining. I didn't message you because I didn't see that you were online, so I was like, oh, maybe he got held up at work.
Nope, that's all good. I made it.
You made
You
it.
did.
Oh, and hopefully with this new earlier starting time, you'll be able to join us a bit more. We miss having you on the channel.
Sure.
Austin's like, nope.
Nope, not after this. Not after
It's
that
like-
credit scene.
I
Well,
got
hey,
other stuff
we're
to do.
doing Alien 3 next, so
Oh no!
Not for a commentary, but for a review.
for review. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh,
We'll talk about it here in a minute, Austin. Jared, have a good night. That is going to be it for us tonight. We appreciate you all hanging out. I will be back Thursday with Thursday streams, hopefully. It depends on how fast I can get Court of the Owls read for a review on Friday. And if Robert is available, he's been kind of busy, which is no big deal. And so our schedule for the next few is we're doing Court of Owls, and because it's two storylines, right? But it's like one long arc that we want to do. City of Owls,
Court and City. Yeah.
Court and City of Owls.
Yeah.
And then we're doing
Yeah,
the Alien 3 review, and then we're doing Batman 89. And then after that, I think we agreed our next commentary would be X and Pearl. So that's the next like 2 months worth of content that we'll be
I mean, if
producing
you
on the
wait
channel.
on that, you can do all three at once when it comes out on home video.
That's true. Movies are
If you
hitting
guys would be
VOD
down-
fast this year.
If you guys would be down for that, we can wait.
We might not have to. Like it could have a quick VOD release.
Yeah.
That's true. But are you
We'll
guys
think
able to
about
spend $20 to rent it when it comes out to VOD? Because that's what it's going to be.
Ah, they've already seen it.
I've seen
Well,
it, yeah, but
But this would be for a commentary.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
can
not
do a
right. Yeah.
commentary if you don't rent it.
Well, I don't know. You were just like, we're gonna cover that. Huh?
Yeah, no, we were talking about doing a back-to-back commentary of X and Pearl. But
We could
with
do all
next
three if
season,
you guys would want.
I'd be up for it.
I'd want to buy all three at some point. But yeah.
We'll talk about it some more, but that is the general. Oh, that's the only way to watch it, I think. But that is the general outline of what we'll be doing. Like I said, streams like this will not be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, so that Noah can be there for all or most of it. and hopefully that means we'll force the Canadian into more videos. Have a good night, everybody.